but yeah, it certainly was an experience. It's like code log. So welcome everybody to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, and today we are back, and we're looking at as many D&D PDFs and books as possible, and reviewing them live. The first one I've brought up here is an adventure, a horror adventure called The Haunt, and I've had a few others sent into me by various publishers and creators that we'll be taking a look at today as well. So the first things first, I suppose, if you are new here, hit that follow button and join us. If you want to retweet, then you can do. When we hit 20 followers and 20 retweets, we have a game starting at 4 PM EST, which is 9 PM GMT. And we'll have viewer decisions in that, where you guys get to decide what happens next in our adventures. Last episode of that one, we had a deck of many things entering the game. I can only hope that we'll have more shenanigans around that this coming session in 3 hours time. But yeah, sit back, enjoy the show, and shout at me if you find any PDFs or things that you'd like me to look at or review. Could be homebrew, releases, classes. I am DMing, I am indeed, yes. So this is The Haunt. I saw this on the Dungeon Masters Guild, and I thought, why not? There's also a huge Yawning Portal sale on at the moment. You can get all of the stuff, all of the original PDFs of the adventures, such as Hidden Shrine of Tamao-chan and Dread in the Day, Against the Giants. All of that's for £16, which I imagine about $20 odd. So if you're interested in that, that's just bit of news. But yeah, the Haunt looks super interesting. I love horror. Recently started playing a Call of Cthulhu campaign, and I've really been enjoying that. And stuff like the Haunt brings me back to the Curse of Strahd series that we did a few months ago. A good few months ago. So it's PB Publishing presents this one. Unlock the secrets and drive back the evil from Montarfa's Manor. A one-shot D&D5E adventure designed for characters of 4th to 5th level. Okay. 4th to 5th, got a table of contents here, some nice artwork. I do like the artwork list. To make your old worthwhile magics. Alright, remind me at the time, Egg Fried Cheese, because it's going to be 3 hours, and guaranteed I will forget it. But we've got Chapter 1, the introduction, then we have Chapter 2, which is the manor itself, and then a bit of an epilogue. And it's got a map and credits, of course. Okay, so running this adventure, The Haunt is a one-shot D&D 5th edition horror-themed fantasy adventure. This will be a challenging adventure for 4th level player groups of 3 to 5. However, ideally The Haunt is tailored as a medium difficulty adventure of excitement and danger for a 5th level party of 4 to 5 players. Okay, this adventure is essentially a dungeon crawl set in a haunted mansion. However, the aim is not just to have players move from room to room, killing creatures and disarming traps. This adventure will have a focus for story and flavor. I like that. You know, I do prefer stories that have flavor and focus on the storyline rather than just go kill this monster, go to the next room, kill this monster, oh look at this room, there's a monster. The Haunt is split into 3 chapters. Okay, instruction, yeah, that makes sense. It's highly advised you run this adventure with dim lighting or candlelit, spooky organ music, and have a creepy children's lullaby ready to play. This will ensure the right vibe is achieved and provide maximum satisfaction for you, the DM, and your players. I like that. You can't use emotes? You must be able to. Try an ERP drink. That's super weird. You show up as a sub to me. Okay. The thing the knight had, Gertrude will advance directly into level 5. There's only a suggestion. There's box text and some background. Oh yeah, that's super weird. Huh. I don't know why that is. You might want to contact, like, staff about that? Twitch? I'm not sure. Not sure where to go with that one. Creepy dolls and children's lullabies. I mean, yeah, if you guys remember Curse of Strahd, I had many a child's lullaby ready to be played. Okay, so in ages past, there was once stood a small city in these parts. The city, being subject to constant orc attacks, maintained a sufficiently defensive militia to ward away such attacks as they occurred. Boss encounter of the Body of the Dinosaur. This militia stood for centuries, and many commanding officers came and went throughout the years. General Oscar Montalva is known for being fair, firm, and stern towards his men. Firm. Was the last to command his post. Not long from retirement, General Montalva employed an advisor, Gertrude, who would assist the general in decision-making of the forthcoming yearly orc invasions. Are you guys ready for the orc invasion? It's next week, guys. Orcs are like, yeah, we're ready. You guys got the cocktails ready and the hors d'oeuvres. The Nightly Hag. Okay, it's achievable by seducing the general and corrupting his heart. Okay. So we're not going to read all of this, obviously, because we don't want to spoil all of the adventure for PB Publishing here. If you guys are looking to go and purchase it yourselves, firm and ready. Yes, Oktoberfest. And worth noting that no one has like paid me to show these off or fucking anything like that. A few people have sent in things for free to me to take a look at, though. But I'll mention those when they are. I bought this one for £2.50 or something like that, just like 10 minutes ago. Montava's Manor. This mansion was once a home to the appointed general. Okay, so you got a ground floor as you approach the mansion. Wait, no, we need a creepy child's lullaby for this. That's what we should listen. Creepy child music. Okay. Ah, that's better. And now, are you all now feeling the mood? As you approach the mansion, you notice that the blackness of the stone is unnatural and almost tainted. The air grows thick, and what little light that the night gives somehow becomes duller and duller the closer that you get to the evil dwelling. Any Bieber song? What's up, Den Basement Man? Excellent. You stand in near darkness. Before you are a set of steps that lead to the high archways that govern the entryway into the mansion proper. A large set of dark oak double doors sit patiently closed, awaiting your advance. You notice small crystal blue eyes peering at you from behind a dark window beside the doorway. Okay, this is pretty good. I like it with creepy music. I will link this to you. Yeah, do use it in the Star campaign. I certainly did. Okay. Alright, okay. This is all pretty creepy. Successful Arcana check the pleasantness as an eerie essence that surrounds the doors, as if they themselves do not wish to be opened. The gingerbread walls are moldy. I turn around and go home. Alright, this is pretty cool. This room is trapped. The trap is triggered whenever a living soul passes beyond the line between two statues. These are, of course, gargoyles, and each of them are animated as soon as the trap is triggered. This is pretty kind of, Tomb of Horrors-y? And Castle Ravenloft. This is like a mix between the two. In fact, it's more Castle Ravenloft than Tomb of Horrors, to be fair. Seems like a definite inspiration here. Alright, we'll skip ahead, so I don't want to spoil everything in this module for everyone, but... Okay, you got the journal entry. Oh, so you got actually a journal entry, that's cool. 25th day of Myrtle. Today the General meets with his new advisor. She becomes highly regarded. Hopefully she can guide the General down a righteous path. The new advisor Gertrude has only been in service for 2 days, and already I see a change in the General. He hangs on to every word she spills. I hope that word is good. Something is wrong. The General dismisses the Lords. He is advised that he will not meet with them in council about the Orc armies marching upon us. This new advisor holds all of his attention. She feeds him the poison of her words and turns him against people. She must be stopped! Today is the day that I, Marple Brightshine, make a stand for the greater good. She will die by my hand, and my name will be forever muddied. But I see her for what she really is. A night witch. Wow. Okay, I like the journal entries, I have to say. I do like that when we did that with Curse of Strahd and Tomb of Horrors and sorry, not Tomb of Horrors. Called Cthulhu. I really like journal entries. Oh, cool! Look at this. There's a naked man, but he has no penis. Oh my god! Oh wow! Like that is really. I have to thank PB Publishing actually for removing the phallus from the flesh golem because I could get in trouble for that. Like it registered with me about halfway down the page. I was like, this guy's like topless, but he won't be naked. Like he won't show a penis. Thank God. Fifner or Finfer. Thank you for following, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. Oh, Age of Dong is upon us. That's funny. I do have to thank them for that. This is cool. It's 2017, we can look at dicks. If only. Okay, this looks like a cool clue. I like this illustration though. I like that they have that artwork. For sure. The library, okay. But I mean, this is pretty comprehensive. This is like £2.50, and there's like really nice artwork and several chapters. Evil doll. Ah! What face? An evil doll is challenge rating 4. Fuck me. Hey, okay. Describe the doll to have evidence of repairs after the first fight. It shows up with twine and patches mended over its body. Suggests it's been repaired. Creepy. Wow, it's actually quite a good creature. AC 14, okay. Hit points 119 hit points on a fucking doll. Dex of 18. Con of 17. Charisma of 16. Like, really charismatic little doll. Challenge rating 4. Wow, okay. While the evil doll remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from an ordinary, inanimate children's doll. Once per day, the evil doll can use a bonus action to sing a creepy children's lullaby. All creatures in a 30-foot radius that can hear it must succeed in a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed saving throw, the creature will become frightened and must succeed in another DC 15 Wisdom saving throw to break the enchantment and enable their next turn. On a second failed save, the creature will become paralyzed and can attempt another saving throw on each turn. Once it has succeeded on a saving throw, the creature will no longer be paralyzed. Fuck me, that's a lot. Be a better stat log for Piddlewick too, yeah. I know, right? Adamantium fucking doll. I actually want to know what it's made out of. Creepy. As a bonus action, the evil doll can disappear to the evil place that lurks in the shadows. Use this feature as an escape mechanism. Okay. Roll a charisma check to stop being pulled in by the doll, yeah. Higher AC, yeah, I think I agree. Like, high AC because it's like small and hard to hit. Lower hit points because, let's face it, it is a doll. Okay. Dun, dun. Weird, okay. Let me read that later on. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting though. He got multi-attack. Fuck me, he's got a claw and a knife. Look at that creepy doll. Plus 6 to hit. Only does 1d6 plus 4 slashing. But like, he can like paralyze you. 2d6 plus 4. What? Why does a knife have 2d6 plus 4 piercing damage? What? Okay. I guess that's like a special knife. Okay. There's actually like a box text on it. China doll's gonna grab at me. On entering each of the rooms on the second floor, roll a percentile dice, so D100. There is a 40% chance that the evil doll will make an appearance. Each time she does, refer to the table below and run the respective events. Okay, that's cool. I like the different appearance encounters, yeah. It's just a really big fucking knife. It's magically enhanced, yeah, I guess. It's like, it's the equivalent of 2 knives. Plus. Fuck me, okay. Ooh, bloody hand. The general's broken heart. Oh. My image editing skills are out as well. Let me see this. Why is it that one with the red fucking hat? Why is it that one? Wait, I can do it better. Woo. Fuck me, okay. And then you fight Gertrude. Gertrude is a challenge rating 5. So she's challenge rating 5, but the fucking doll is CR 4. AC 17. 112 hit points. It's a spellcaster though. Okay. It's a really weird choice of dice. Each dice represent also the dimensional weapon, yeah. That's... Oh man. And then you get some kind of emerald. Okay, let's see. I like magic items. This green emerald is an ancient relic imbued with necrotic energies by an evil necromancer long ago. Its master and wielder, once attuned, can attempt to magically implant the emerald into the chest of any living creature. Fuck. The creature must succeed in a grappling contest to resist the attempt. As a bonus action, the emerald's master can use it to transfer 3d6 hit points from the victim to themselves if it is within 60 feet. The emerald has 2 charges per day and regains all of its charges at dawn. The gem exerts no control over the victim otherwise, but the master of the emerald knows its direction and distance at all times. The emerald crossed into another plane, he only knows which one. And you can extract it with a physician. Fuck. Okay. But the patient suffers 40-10 piercing damage on every attempt. God damn it. This music's giving you chills. I think we're almost at the end, so it'll almost be over. D4 should represent something small as a dagger. Yeah, I agree, yeah. A dagger is a D4, isn't it? I think that Matt B. Wilco for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but... okay, we won't spoil the epilogue, but... Dungeon Master's map. Oh, nice! It's actually a really nice map. Appendix A, Dungeon Master's map. Montavus Manor. That's the second floor there. And then they have a player's map. That's a really nice touch. You know why that's so nice? Because in almost all of these modules, including a lot of like Wizards ones, they don't give you a map that you can like reasonably give to your players, because it has like, here is secret room, like marked on the map. I like a player's perspective map. Yeah, and not having like the numbers on them. I like it. Alright, credits go to PB Publishing, Phil Beckwith, courtesy of Pexels.com as the cover art. The internal art is Phil himself, and a couple of editors and playtesting groups. Special thanks to his wife. Nice, okay, I like it. A D4 to blend more dollar. It's a D17, yeah, thank you, Richard, yeah. Yeah, I really like Player's Map and Dungeon Master's Map. Like, if all modules did that, I would be really happy, actually. Like, take note, any, module creators. I really like that. And I think that's a good... Let me touch your maps. Oh. Really good thing to have. I really like this one. The Haunt, as it is quite simply named, is a... What? How long is it? 16, 17 pages or so. £2, like $3 module. Really good. You could throw this into your Curse of Strahd campaign really easily. You could throw this in as like a fun one or maybe even a two-shot. And it's easy to import. That is a good point. Did it come with individual map downloads? Let me check for you, because sometimes they do. It doesn't come with individual map download. Okay, so no, it's not easy to import. What you'd have to do is you'd get your like snipping tool, and you'd like screenshot it essentially and capture that, and then you'd save that and import it to Roll20. It wouldn't be like as high resolution though. That's the only thing, because a lot of these maps they download have like really big blown up versions of the maps that you can easily print off or download. That might be something that they could think about, you know, with Roll20 being so like used as it is, you know. Curse Strahd is very sandboxy. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, if you looked at my own Curse Strahd campaign, and I was talking to a friend of mine recently who's been doing it as well, and he was saying it is really nice and freeform for him in his group, and so. For like his group, or if I was running this again, you could just change the name of the manor. I mean, it's a bit like Death House, you know. Like if you thought Death House was a bit maybe like too short or something like that, you could throw in some elements from the Haunt here. It would be really. It's very on theme. I mean, it's horror, you know. You could maybe change the bit about the Orc invasion to being like just Strahd's invasion, or you know his armies or whatever. That could work. I like that they have adventure hooks as well. That's actually really important. PC's been approached by an elderly wizard who offers him a handsome reward for rescuing his apprentice who has entered but not returned from the manor. It was 10 days ago. I've heard a rumour of powerful necromantic jewel. Yeah, okay. So yeah, these seem like good hooks. I mean, NBC in the older version of Ravenloft, Jacqueline Montari, she's my Curse Strahd campaign, but this could be easily be a boat. Yeah, I mean, I brought in the what was I going to say? From the old 3.5 Castle Ravenloft, he's like the scribe guy, who's like chained down to his desk by Strahd. I forget his name now, but he's in it. Yeah, you can really easily bring this in. I really like it, and for $3, it's value, like quality value. And you know, sometimes I look at these and they're a bit shit. My ship's so awkward. Yeah, I hear you, man. One houses man, I lost opponent found in Zon Zarovich. There you go. Done. I like it a lot. Value for money. good quality adventure if you're looking for something along that sort of theme. The Haunt by PB Publishing. This one was sent in to me by Nerzugal himself. Might be hanging around on the channel, starting to follow earlier. This is actually a very long, big toolkit. Nerzugal sent this one to me as a gift on, what do you call it? Drive for RPG. So I didn't pay for this one, but I think it's... If Nerzugal's around, he can probably tell you the price of it. I feel like it's a couple of pounds. Let's check. It's like one of the best sellers on the DM's Guild. Or at least, yeah. Pay what you want. I guess pay what you want. There you go. And it is 187 pages. So Nerzugal says, this is the second toolkit I've created to help out Games Masters. Alright, let's stop the creepy fucking lullabies, alright? Second toolkit. Similar to the first, you'll find fully detailed dungeons and one-shot adventures, most of which can be dropped into any traditional fantasy world with minimal effort. It also comes with 100 new monsters as part of Nerzugal's extended bestiary, with numerous unique creatures as well as expansions upon existing types such as Centaur, Kobold, Ogre, Orc, and even Bullywug. In all, the toolkit contains 5 dungeons, 5 one-shot adventures, 10 puzzles, 100 trinkets, and 100 monsters to help you develop your world. So there is a just shit ton of content here. The first one's paper one. This is my new book. Okay, thank you, Nerzugal. $7.49 for this one right now, but it's normally $9.99. Okay, there you go. Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Nerzugal. So yeah, fucking shit ton of content here. For $7.49, which, consider how much you pay for your traditional like WotC book. And the first one, I don't know how many pages the first one is, but I remember looking at the first one. I think I have it actually, and that was a shit ton of content as well. I think it was in a different format, and I like this one a lot more. So you've got dungeons, one-shots, puzzles, expanded trinkets, and extended bestiaries. So if you can say, I mean, like, even if you get five one-shots in here. Okay, so first one's 100 pages in pay one. That's still fucking incredible value. And if you consider you pay like $30, no, how much is a new? How much was Storm King's Thunder when it came out? I forget the conversion to dollars. Let's see what price now on Amazon for like a more realistic price of how much you can get. So £30, right? So I guess it's like $35 to $40. And that's obviously a very big, long adventure in a book itself. But think about the content inside. Yeah, you gotta convert those, Matt. Yeah, go ahead, man. Or just wait until some of the Tales from the Yawning Portal comes out, and some of them will be converted already. Okay, so you got dungeons. You got the Alchemist's alcove 4 to 6, Brimstone Bunker 3 to 6, Domain of the Emerald Queen 4 to 6, the Shrinking Caverns 2 to 5, and a Tower of Trials, which is all levels. That sounds interesting. An all-level adventure. I guess 1 to 20, or it just could be thrown in anywhere, I guess. So let's take a look at the Alchemist's alcove here. Like I say, we're not going to go into full detail of all these because there's 187 pages here. We'd be here all week. But suggested uses, this dungeon starts when the players break in through a doorway that leads into a large, formerly luxurious alchemy lab. This could be deep in a cave, tucked away in the middle of a forest, or hidden beneath the streets of a city. Almost all of the alchemists have been horrifically mutated and have become raving madmen. So perhaps someone sends you a party to retrieve their research, perform a rescue mission, or to gather some potent potions they need to stop an approaching threat. I like this. If you guys remember, we were sponsored maybe like a month ago. We did a promotion for drag and drop adventures, and you could, as the name would suggest, drag and drop them into your campaigns. This sounds similar to that. You just throw it in somewhere, and it makes itself easily insertable, as it were. And there's a map on the next page as well. Nice maps as well. Yeah. Nice maps as well. Come back, music. There we go. Cult of Mr. Hyde, yeah. Looks like hand-drawn as well, so that's a nice touch. You got the main entrance. Let's read the quick description up here, the overview. This is a lab of High Alchemist Cereves Epens. He led a group of alchemists in research for many years, but recently there was a bit of a mishap. He discovered his wife was cheating on him with one of his employees, and while in a drunken stupor trying to create a discreet potion to deal with the two of them, he let loose an infectious plague on the lab, which turned all but a lucky few in the facility into shambling husks of their former selves. Man, don't you hate it when that happens? When your wife's cheating on you, so you create a potion. Oh, man. That's funny. Don't tell him it's Severus' name. Yeah, this dungeon has rules to modify all encounters for a group of players 4 to 6. I consider this to be a horror-themed adventure, so feel free to add creepy music and extra details along the way. Yeah, cool. Spoilers, Rickam. Spoilers. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let me forward that. So it looks like nice and comprehensive. This could probably be thrown into a Curse of Strahd as well, you know. Let's see. You got node 3. Okay, so these relate to these different rooms here. Okay, cool. Just gonna have a scroll through and just see how much there is, pretty much. Final stand of Cereves Epens. Okay. You got rewards at the end, some magic items, armor. Oh, and you've actually got him, the Construct Alchemist himself. Challenge rank 7, fuck me. AC first 16, hit points 136. Now if we compare this to the doll that we looked at like 10 minutes ago, that was a challenge rank 4 creature. Had an AC of 16 and 119 hit points, and challenge rank 4. And same condition immunities, in fact more condition immunities. Of course this guy is a spellcaster by the looks of things. Let's see. No actual spellcasting, no. But he does have legendary actions, fuck me. We're right now reading Nerzagal's GM Toolkit, and we're taking a look through a bunch of different PDFs and books, Cole, and seeing what we like. I have to really quickly go and let my girlfriend in because she forgot to take keys. Sydney has locked herself out of the house when she went to get food. I'll be right back. Literally 2 seconds. I got it, guys, don't worry.
You want Twix?
Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, so, party time. Why'd she lock the door if I was still in the house? It just auto-locks. Didn't lock me in, don't worry, guys. I wasn't tracking you. Ice cream. Is that what you got? What else you get? Okay. Just ice cream.
No, I got ice cream.
Ice cream.
And some regular cream.
Just cream.
Yeah. Some bacon, like the pasta kind.
Bacon.
Some chicken.
Chicken.
Some mango.
Mango.
Some pineapple.
Pineapple. Good.
Sprinkly cheese. You put it on top of the other thing.
Cheese.
Some salsa.
Salsa.
And sour cream.
Sour
What
cream.
cream.
Oh,
3
cream.
different types of cream. and then also creamy Caesar dressing. So
Caesar dressing, there you go.
like 4 creams.
There you go. That's the link to the first one. Just the pay what you want toolkit there, Ricam. I think there's another one which I can link to here in a minute, which is the one I'm currently looking at. I'm sure there's a link on that website though. Thanks, Nerzagal.
Do you want any fruit?
A bit of mango would be nice.
You have to encourage them to be healthy.
Thank you. I know, yeah. I'm talking about healthy living, guys. Stream 6 days a week, but eat mango. That makes up for it. Thank you. Okay. So, are there 2 stat blocks for him? This guy's challenge rating 6. Ah, I see. That's clever. I got challenge rating 5 one, challenge rating 6 guy, and challenge rating 7 one. So depending on what level encounter you're at, you choose which one. That's really good. I haven't seen that done before. That's clever. I like it. More modules to do this. Everything is a bit of ice cream. It is, isn't it? Yeah. It's what type of ice cream is it?
Chocolate fudge brownie.
Chocolate fudge brownie. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Living the dream, boys. Okay. Fairly well. Don't get locked out.
What?
Don't get locked out.
Shut up.
She's taken. I had to mute because she slammed the door. Okay. Okay. Now I'll focus. That was a lot. Okay. The Brimstone Bunker. I think she left her phone in here. Fuck me. Anyway, the Brimstone Bunker. I really like that one, by the way. I want to see if all of them have different stat blocks. Nice map. Nice. My players killed the NPC. You left your phone in here?
Yeah.
Also, I heard it. It went brrrr as soon as you left.
Don't talk to me anymore.
Okay. And yeah, again, the same, like, different stat blocks. That's nice. I like that. I wish more modules to do that. I think that would help people out, like, cause for some folks it can be, like, difficult to try and, like, transfer, hey, even for me, like, to transfer, like, challenge ratings. Scale them and scale down. What's up, Lovecraft? What's up, Demix? How's it going, my man? That's cool, how's it going? NPC lives matter, yeah. Do they, though? Do they? Oh, man. Okay. Domain of the Emerald Queen. Umbra Lilies. I have a certain mysterious character in a campaign named Umbra. The only requirement for this dungeon is a heavily forested area. Hey, thanks, Lowe's. JJ, what am I doing here? Meaning it can be dropped into just about any world. It ties in heavily with fey creatures, so I suggest a hook regarded some ancient relic hidden away by the fey that must now be retrieved. Perhaps the former ruler had an agreement with the ones that hid the relic away, but Nuna has taken the seat of Emerald Queen and all agreements have been terminated. Okay, cool. Deep in the forest, far off the beaten path, is a passageway that blurs the line between the material plane and the realm of the Fae. I'm actually trying to write some sort of Feywild esque lore at the moment for Adventurers Anonymous, the podcast. I'm at work. I'll catch on my break. Here's a host. Alright, man. Thank you. This dungeon is a heavy mix of combat and puzzles, including 2 of them from the puzzles section and a few other small non-combat challenges along the way for your players to conquer. Along with that, there are still plenty of battle to be had with various fey creatures. Vacuum your ass. Try not to, like, burn your hand. Dungeon has rules to modify all encounters for a group of players, levels 4 through 6. Face rooms! That dang 420. Strange mushrooms seem to grow in a ring around portions where the sunlight does pierce through the vines of the tunnel. They are snowy white with neon pink spots that glow brightly when exposed to light sources. These mushrooms are only about 2 inches in diameter at the largest, but ingesting them has incredible effects. It allows that person to see into the realm of the Fae at the same time as their current plane of existence. Their 2 worlds melt together in sometimes beautiful, usually terrifying fashion. They will see all manner of Fae creature in their equivalent location on the plane of the Fae, but will not be able to interact with them. While the user is experiencing these effects, their eyes turn the same neon pink as the mushrooms. This lasts about 30 minutes. Man, I've got a... I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. I hope that's okay. Glue sap. At the center of the point in the path, there is a root roughly 3 feet high that runs perpendicular to the path. It is leaking out bits of brilliantly amber coloured sap, not slap. The tree is incredibly sticky. Bugs and even the remains of a squirrel can be seen that were caught in this sap. Ooh. It's difficult to harvest this sap because of its nature, but through the use of magic or the right tools from an alchemist kit or herbalism kit, it's possible to take some. Touching the tree will require a DC 15 athletics check to pull free, and if it's bare flesh, deal 1d damage as it rips. 1d10 damage as it rips off skin. That's really cool. What's up, Mechanic Cells? How's it going, man? You new here? It's nice to see you. Nice. I like both the shrooms and the tree. I will be stealing those for for something that probably won't come out until 6 to 8 months time. But I like to think ahead. Okay, cool. Alright, so it suggests, yeah, so the number of centaurs depends on the average party level. Some of the creatures can be found in extended bestiary. And you got level 4, level 5, level 6 suggested encounters, so I like that. That doesn't necessarily just tell you what is in one and then doesn't give you options for another. Very new. Okay, welcome my friend, welcome. I thought that name was one I hadn't seen too many times before. This is something actually that I wish a lot of other like modules would do, and like something that WotC would think about. So like Storm King's Thunder, if like the book kind of expects you to run it exactly as it is in terms of like where they are in leveling, but that's not always the case. You know, sometimes they go off on a side quest and they level up, or you know, they go off in a completely different direction and they come find something later. It would be nice to have options for if they're a level higher, then change it to this amount of enemies. If it's a level lower, then that is all it needs really. Like the level suggested, then one above and one below. All it has to be is one line, like Nozagal's done here. I was hoping I'd review a book you found on a DM's Guild. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. If you should be a link to it. It should be a whisper to it. Did the dwarf's hair get possessed? This is what my hair looks like normally. I've just been wearing beanies recently. Because I'm a hipster. And it just like contains it a lot more, as you can see. There's a kind of... This isn't even as long as it gets. Okay, gonna quickly be right back. There's something I've got to do. One sec. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, so... Cycles of the Moon. I thought it said Circles of the Moon on Druids. What's that? 5k 10 pace. Don't lose it all. Don't lose it all. Okay, Myconids. I've been meaning to, end up cleaning a fridge. I've been meaning to bring in more Myconid stuff. I can't remember the last time I brought them in. I think it was last Storm King's Thunder season. This all seems really good. And then of course you've got the same stat blocks for the boss creatures, the challenge 7. You do / whisper. Like so. And it's got lair actions as well. In fact, all of them have lair actions. Cool. Alright, we're going to skip over a couple more of these one-shots. But there's a map. Nice hand-drawn map. Ooh, I'm touching the map. There you go. Cool. And this is the Tower of Trials. Yeah, this dungeon presents a challenge to players to see if they're worthy of cause of your choosing. They must get to the top of the tower, a total of 8 floors. Cool. Alright, we're going to skip over some of these more one-shots. The Great Cockatrice Race. Alright, cool. Monstrous Rat, holy shit. Challenge rating half. AC 13. Keen Smell and Pack Tactics. And a Bite. And then Poison, fuck. Get wrecked. How to Train Your Fairy Dragon. How long did this all take for you to put together, Nozagal? This is like expansive. And there's even more one-shots going on here. You got random events. A random event table. It's cool. I mean, there's just so much shit here, you know. Thank you, Mechanic Soul. We'll take a look at that in just a moment here. The Roadway of Wrath, there's more. Oh my god. We're not even halfway through. We're just gonna skim through and just show you guys. Working since July when I released the first. Fuck me, dude. There is a lot of stuff right here. A lot of stat blocks. I mean, I think you know, you guys can see we just keep going here, and this is that's some cool artwork. That's like the guy. That's like the flesh golem. Nice fish, man. So max 1 shot. Okay. Let's do Ancient Fisherman. That's sick artwork. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, guys, there's just monster blocks here, there's puzzles, there's one-shots, there's encounters, there's... This is pretty much the toolkit that you could just pick up for, what's usually $9, but at the moment $7.49, and just use it for inspiration and just take stuff from it. I mean, it's a bit like, it's almost like the Kobold Press work, when we were talking to Mr. Wolfgang and Dan Dillon the other week. The Tome of Beasts. Still my homebrew gunslinger from last week, week before, we didn't have time. Leave that until Sunday, Temp-Pace. Leave it until Sunday, and we'll take a look at that. Trying to give people their money, so I mean, dude, you could to be honest, there are no beano cover bean. God damn it. So I don't know, I kind of like the unleashed look. Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, to other things that we've looked at on the DM's guide, the DM's guild, that's the one, as well as Drive for RPG. This is like probably the best value for money that I've seen. But it's actually kind of uncomfortable to wear after a long time. Giving into peer pressure. I'm a strong, independent lady. It's independent. It's International Will's Hair Day. Okay. What's up, Goonie? Yeah, this is probably the best value for money that I've seen. I'm sure. I mean, there are probably some other great kids out there, but I mean, like, considering even the Haunt that we looked at like 10 minutes ago, the Haunt is 17 pages and that's like $5, and that's one-shot adventure. Whilst the one-shots in the Nerds of Gold GM Toolkit are shorter and like less detailed than this one, and you know, I mean, I was going to say like the artwork in this one maybe trumps it, but I don't think it does really. So they're pretty even on that one. The map on this one is a little bit nicer, for sure. But I mean, how much does that really matter? Nothing to me, really. Yeah, I'm good at Cooney, I'm really good. And you pay, like, $3 for this. If you pay about double and a little bit more for 187 pages of this, I mean, it's a no-brainer, you know? It's a no-brainer. I mean, we'll keep going. I'll just keep scrolling until there is nothing left to scroll through. But yeah. Zoblin. I like it. Nerds Go's got links for you there, of course, my friends. We're going to move on to another one. Thanks for sending it in, Nerds Go. Thanks for shooting me a copy of that for me too. I'll definitely be stealing all of your ideas from that for certain, and looking forward to your future projects as well. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at the Martial Ranger. There is hair in my fridge, what are we eating? It's not my hair. Yay, Canadian dollar conversion rates. There you go, made a sale. Cool. Mundane survival abilities to replace ranger spells. Now, we looked at the revised ranger a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of people were saying that they don't like rangers with magic. Some people do like rangers with magic. Well, either way, here's one if you just want to play a more sort of like Aragorn-y style ranger. This is by Michael Kidd on the Dungeon Masters Guild. I think it was like $1 or something like that. It was pretty cheap. If not, pay what you want, but I don't remember. I think I got this one like a week or two ago. So the purpose of this revision to the Ranger spell list is to satisfy players who wish to have a non-combat spell Ranger class. I've used the revised Ranger that was released in Unearthed Arcana. He's attempted to rework the spells into mundane ability set that would be more in line with a trained scout or survivalist. I've attempted to balance the power of the ability with that of the original spell, using the same DCs and damage dice. I have changed some of the elemental damages to better reflect what survivalists would have access to. I took some liberties with what would be mundane abilities, such as explosive in the place of lightning damage, where some abilities become more constantly usable, such as Hunter's Quarry, Hunter's Mark. I added a setback feature to balance the utility of the ability. The abilities are divided into 4 categories. Abilities which can be used at will. Salves, traps, weapon modifications. I spaced out the levels at which the ranger gains access to the abilities. For the purpose of spell saving throws, we renamed it to a hazard save. Okay, cool. That makes sense to me. I do like the idea of playing a more ranger type, a more like scout survivalist type ranger. Especially useful when playing in low magic campaigns, or just generally in campaigns that don't have a ton of magic users in them. Need to finish your module. Do it, fam. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, there's a strider quote there. There you go. Are you frightened? Not nearly frightened enough. I know what hunts you. Playtesting takes forever. Yeah, that's the single I imagine that's the part of the process which takes longest of all of this. You'd need multiple groups playing regularly, you know. What's more of a mismatch, Halfling Barbarian or Goliath Bard? Probably a Goliath Bard. I want to say Halfling Barbarians. They're pretty feisty little people, Halflings, so you never know. Okay, so what's up, Roller? There we go. So, salves are what you get. The ranger is able to collect and store herbs and reagents. You get a healing balm and a flame-proofing salve. You get traps as well. I wonder if the latest Unearthed Arcana on traps would add anything to all of this. Then you get Hunter's Quarry, which is a replacement for Hunter's Mark. Urban Camouflage, which is Deep Stalker only. That's interesting, isn't it? The Deep Stalker Ranger gains the ability to create a passable disguise of very little time to prepare. Given 1 minute to construct a disguise, a Ranger can disguise their identity, construct a passable representation of a uniform, or even appear a foot taller or shorter, heavier or thinner than their true form, which is basically a disguised self. What's up, Raven King? Goliath Bard who can only master limericks. What I seem to remember the Deep Stalker of the revised Ranger being was bad. I remember the Deep Stalker kind of being meh compared to the others, just in flavor as well as the mechanics that they've given it. So it's interesting that they've included it here. And you get weapon modifications, which is interesting. At the beginning of the day, each Ranger may elect to prepare a weapon modification that can be used in battle with greater effect. The Ranger may have 1 weapon modification prepared at a time at 4th level, gaining more uses at later levels. The Ranger may activate a weapon mod with a bonus action. Only 1 modification can be active at a time. That's interesting. You have to activate it with a bonus action. I guess that's bringing out your special arrow. It's my special hand. Or special bomb by the looks of things. Shrapnel arrow. Excuse me. The Ranger can prepare 1 piece of ammunition or 1 thrown weapon with a charge capable of delivering shrapnel damage to the close surrounding area. Whether you hit or miss the target of your attack, in addition to the normal effects of it, the target and any creatures in the surrounding area 5 feet must make a dexterity save. The creature takes 1d10 piercing damage on a failed saving throw or half as much on a successful one. That's pretty good, 1d10 isn't bad. Or on an AoE attack. And this is a bonus action. You only 1 can be active at a time. So can you do that each round with this? They may have 1 weapon modification prepared at a time. Does it get used up after you've used it? I guess it does. Almost like spells, in a way. Maybe is there a table of how many weapon modifications you can use? Let's go search for a table. See if okay, no table. I would actually like a table. That would probably help in terms of if you go up by salves as well. That would be nice to have at level 5 you have 2 salves, you know. You get extra traps as well. A tripwire crossbow trap. The ranger can seamlessly hide a minute crossbow in the surrounding area, running nearby invisible trap wires and triggers from the deadly rig. The trap requires 1 minute to install. It's equipped with 4 drawn bolts, capable of firing 4 bolts at an unlucky creature. Any creature stumbling into the tripwires or standing a moment is likely to set off the trap. The first creature enters within 30 feet of the crossbow or ends its turn there. The crossbow fires a bolt. It's a bit odd, isn't it? It's a bit odd how that trap works. It should be a way to spot the trap. Mordok knows all your sins. I don't know, like, and also I don't know how good gaining resistance to elemental damage is really. Like the flame-proofing salve idea. I don't know about that. Like, how useful is that really as a ranger? I guess acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. It could be useful, I guess. It could be useful. So, like, definite certain uses, but just for a ranger, I don't know how, like, rangery it is. Trap favored enemy, Deep Stalker only. They've added a lot of, like, Deep Stalker only things in here. Yeah, all of these are, like, Deep Stalker only. There's no, like, other only, you know, other archetype only. The Deep Stalker is so adept at knowing the specific weaknesses of a favored enemy that the ranger can elect that only a specific favored enemy can trigger a trap set by the ranger. By tailoring the trap to a specific favored enemy, the trap can be made more potent. They add 2d6 piercing damage to the trap's standard effects, and any creature resistant to any part of the trap's damage suffers damage as they would without resistance. Okay, and no immunity turns to resistance, that makes sense. Improved leave no sign. Any creature rolling a perception check against the stealth checks of the ranger and any companions under the effects of the ranger's leave no sign ability roll with disadvantage. The Deep Stalker gains the use of its ability during combat but cannot share the benefits of companions during combat. That's interesting, isn't it? This Bickerly Tornado is just a PDF of the Martial Ranger by Michael Kidd. Hey, what's up, Miff? How's it going, man? Good to see you. I heard you playing Tolman. Hashtag Mind Palace. Thanks, man. Yeah, we set up last week in a new place with me and Sid. It's been a good time. How are you? I don't know how much I like this really. Like improved. I'm trying to decide if I like that they've added Deep Stalker abilities or if I don't. I feel like the Deep Stalker was kind of shitty, so maybe it needs improvement. So maybe it's good. I don't know. Good. Yeah, me and Sydney actually started playing some Torment the other day. Actually, that reminds me. Fuck, let me put on my to-do list. Torment. I meant to. What's up, Brian? I meant to edit a video on it for whoever the publishers of that game are. I can't remember their names. A gamble or gold during dungeons, man. You play it, you go balls to the wall. I don't mind as much a ranger. I like the idea of what's up, Mad King. I like the idea of playing like a Strider, Aragorn-y type ranger. I do like that, but I don't know if this is a way to do it because I've never seen. I don't know. I don't really get all like the flame proofing stuff, and the weapon modifications are a little bit odd of an idea, I think. I don't know. Anyway, in fact, speaking of Numenera, I wanted to show you guys the thing that I'm using, like the edition that I'm using for Jan Ehrlich in Season 3 of Numenera, Age of the Awoken that we're playing right now. It's in Strange Eons, Lovecraftian Numenera. Now, obviously we've been playing a lot of Call of Cthulhu, and so I saw this. I must have seen this a couple of months ago when I bought it from Monty Cook, and I figured I should pick it up, and I've ended up playing one of these. Thank you to Akuna Korisu for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend, a gentleman and a scholar. I'm curious on schedule. Hint, poke, nudging. Do I need to do something? What about schedule? Salute while hanging upside down from jungle. Christ, Paul. Okay, man, I love me some Near. I think this was like I don't remember exactly now, but it's like $2 to $5 I got this for. It's very good as well. And it's from Monty Cook Games themselves. I mean, like, it's official. It's not even like homebrew stuff. So you're guaranteed some like pretty good quality. As you can tell, the artwork is, as per usual, rather fantastic. The writer of it is Monty Cook. Editor is Shanna Germain, my bae. Shout out to Shanna. Editor is George Zeitz. Okay, so there's a bunch of people, and the art is from Eric Lofgren and Dreamstime. Shout out to them. So some had come down from the stars. A few were as old as the cosmos itself. Others had arisen swiftly from terrene gems, as far behind the first gems of our life cycle as those gems was behind ourselves. Spans of thousands of millions of years and linkages to other galaxies and universes were freely spoken of. Indeed, there was no such thing as time in its humanly accepted sense. That's from the Shadow of Time. And that's from the Call of Cthulhu. But it's really funny about this one, in that they note for bringing Lovecraft to the Ninth World, which is something that I actually ended up playing. Let's find out where it is. The descriptor Doomed. I'm actually a Doomed nano in Call of Cthulhu. Yes, I will be ordering more flange rolls right this book. But they say H.P. Lovecraft is a writer whose influence, particularly on horror, science fiction, and other role-playing games, can't be overstated. These days, everyone knows Cthulhu and the Great Old Ones either as horrific villains or out to destroy the world as cute little plush dolls. Or even as representations of dark cosmic horror Lovecraft actually meant them to be. Making something Lovecraftian doesn't just mean adding more tentacles. It isn't just about monsters from space. Lovecraftian horror is cosmic horror. It's a terror that comes from realization that the universe is vast, inhospitable, and uncaring. They also, I seem to remember they make a note where, like, unfortunately, H.P. Lovecraft was, like, a giant racist, so sorry. I can't remember where it is. It's somewhere in here. I wonder if I can... Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft was unfortunately a horrible racist. Luckily, the Ninth World is far removed from that kind of prejudice. Humans of the Ninth World do not think in those terms. They are all one race, essentially. Lovecraft, of course, was also a classist, and the Ninth World retains that vice to a great degree. Yeah, man, it's not all about tentacles. Yeah, Templar, you should play some Numenera, man. I encourage everyone to play any Cypher System game, in particular Numenera. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I miss Ninth World, man. But Age of the Awoken is really good. I'm really enjoying that. You gotta. If your schedule ever frees up, man, just give me a shout. You know. Oh, by the way, there was a huge Delamere bomb in season 3 where like he's like a god now, and there was also this huge bomb dropped about Drekken, the engineer. From the last series. Oh, it was so good. I mean, all of Curse of Strahd is very Lovecraftian, isn't it? You know, all of Ravenloft, pretty much. I mean, Richard, like Monty Cook Games, and like in particular, like Shanna, Jermaine, they're like all up on this shit. Very aware. I want to play some D&D, period. That's a creepy fucking face on the right hand side there. Looks like angry Scotsman for the host. Scotsman, you been streaming, man? You've been streaming? Appreciate the host. So yeah, you got Mad, Doomed, oh my god. Non-Euclidean, Squamous, Unnameable, and Tentacular. Looking forward to running Curse Strahd. I really love Curse Strahd, man. And then you get Lovecraftian creatures. So they've actually got Numenera stats for Deep Ones. The creatures from Shadow over Innsmouth, originally. I'm not raiding, don't ban me. I'm actually moving out of the city and too much for my schedule, so I'll be more full time. Sick, dude. That's awesome. That's immediately ban. Like, there's ban him quick, boys. He's brought in viewers. Fuck him. Definitely has its moments. Vlak is its few good moments, but I like Isaac's bedroom, 100 doll heads. We homebrewed a shit ton of Curse of Strahd. Ban them if you got the ban hammer, bro. Deep ones, the Great Race of Yif, the bizarre tentacly eye creatures from Shadow Out of Time, I think. Let's see. Yeah, both from Shadow Out of Time now. And you got the Migo, I don't even know what they are. Extraterrestrial creatures known as the fungi from Yuggoth, or the abominable ones. Sick. There's some bizarre amalgam of insect and fungal entity of many limbs. Shoggoth. Ah, they have a stats for it. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know they had a Shoggoth. It was a terrible, indescribable thing, vaster than any subway train, a shapeless conjury of protoplasmic bubbles. I love how they just fucking, like, have all these incredible words. You know, speaking of, like, language and cool words, like, squamous. I don't even know if that is a word. It might be, like, a made-up word. I think the unknown link for following as well, a gentleman and a scholar. Costradas OP, let's be right. I mean, yeah, it is pretty damn good. If you guys haven't watched the Curse of Strahd series, I think it is still our most watched series on YouTube. I think Storm King's Thunder is up there, but I think Curse of Strahd still takes the penny. She wants to tell me the name of the channel you guys rate. I can't. I'll get in trouble. No worries, Smith. Good to see you, my man. But yeah, like I say, as soon as your schedule opens up, we can. Numenera is running until April. And so, if ever you want to join in just for one session, you find yourself for 3 hours, we'd love to have you. Enjoy. We just defeated Rahadin and in the middle of the catacombs in the underground of Castle Ravenloft. Nice, man. Is the Sorrow a Numenera thing or just part of the game? I don't know. Covered with or characterized by scales. There you go, Anon. Thank you for the Google on that one. But speaking of language, on a brief note, recently on the stream that hit me on here, there you go. 2 months. Okay, cool. It's on Mondays at 4 PM EST. Tentamus, description not appropriate for the stream. But yeah, on Adventurers Anonymous, and the latest episode, which is named Gloam Snatcher, I really had to take inspiration from Lewis Carroll and weird words, and so you just made up like Bandersnatch and words like that, you know. Brillig. Cool words like don't make sense, make for great villains, I found. That is also a creepy fucking piece of artwork there as well. What's up, Refix? How's it going, man? But yeah, I love deep ones. They're cool. The Yif are awesome. Don't know what the Migo are. Shoggoth is just Bay. Shoggoth is Bay. And then recommended reading. I like recommended reading. Let's see what I've read. Shadow over Innsmouth is excellent, and A Whisper in the Dark. No, I haven't read that one. I've read Shadow Out of Time and Mountains of Madness. And is it the Arkham Horror? I don't remember. Well worth reading, like any of these books, by the way. If you're into like horror in general or just Call of Cthulhu in particular, like read some of this shit. And watch Alien as well. 'Twas Brillig and the Sliffy Toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. Yes, I did a Dylan score as well. But like using that language for a monster makes it just feel like brilliantly bizarre, which I think I'd like to think worked quite well. And of course you got other Numenera books that you can buy. But yeah, I think I got this for like it's called In Strange Eons, Lovecraftian Numenera by Monty Cook. And if you're playing any Numenera, in fact, even if you're not playing Numenera, like I didn't like I would buy this even if I weren't playing it, because cool descriptions of characters and advice on how to run a horror game. It works well, you know. Particularly works well if, of course, you are playing Numenera. But I play a Doomed guy, and so I get bonuses to speed. I'm always on the lookout for danger, and this is a bit like this is why I chose to play a Doomed character, who is, of course, doomed to die. Every other time, I didn't realise that. The GM uses GM intrusions in your character. You cannot refuse it and do not get an XP for it. You still get an XP to award to another player. This is because you are doomed. The universe is a cold, uncaring place and your efforts are futile at best. Whenever Mike, takes an XP, as the streamers become known for, hashtag take an XP, I can't refuse it as well, which is super cool, so I can't refuse GM intrusions. No worries, Rakam, enjoy. On Mondays, my players are about to do a big battle in Tribor and Stonking's Thunder. How can I run the encounter with giants, orcs, and magmins so it doesn't take 2 sessions to complete? Have Summerly like monsters fighting each other, kind of like off screen. Like they're off there fighting, but in this combat, you guys are dealing with 5 giants or whatever. You know, that's what I do. But yeah, well worth a look at if not even a purchase for Numenera players. This next one is I don't think this shows at the top here. D&D Critical Fumbles. And it is 400, fuck me, okay. 400 possible options for critical fumbles. So, I don't know how you guys do your own fumbles, whether you decide what happens, whether you even play with fumbles or not. Certainly, I play fumbles, and the thing that I've been doing recently is asking my players how they fumble, and that seems to be working out quite well, and they seem to be enjoying that. But if you do play with them and you do want a cool 400 option table, and I think Critical Fumbles was like $1.50 on a DM's Guild, and it's got some great options. I'm gonna have to like zoom in on some of these, I think, so we can see them. Number 6 is Brain Fart. You momentarily forget what you were doing and why you were here. At the end of each of your turns, make a wisdom saving throw. On a success, you remember. Useless fall. You hit yourself for full damage. Roll full damage. Wrong target. You mistakenly strike an ally within range. Yeah. Okay. They actually read reflex save, so that's not correct. It should be a dexterity save. But there you go. Fool, you hit yourself for half damage, roll damage and half the result. Ow, my wrist. You accidentally hit your other wrist against something hard, majorly spraining your wrist. You take 1d10 bludgeoning damage, and you have a disadvantage of attacks and manual actions with your injured hand for until you take a long rest. That's funny. How do you decide fumbles? D400, yeah. Well, where'd he come from? You fail to anticipate your opponent's maneuvers and step into your opponent's trap. You lose all remaining actions and provoke an attack of opportunity from any opponents that threaten you. Is falling down, falling down, falling down. Clumsily, you slip and lose your footing. Some of these are really good. I mean, there are a lot of them. Man, I'm tired. You just realised that you were more tired than you thought and gain 1 level of exhaustion. Man, I'm tired. Gain a level of exhaustion. You have a muscle spasm and fall into the arms of a creature within 5 feet of you. That one was called... that wasn't meant to be a hug. This 94 is called Belly Flop Fall. Prone, but you must spend your movement to get up. Okay, some of these is very good. Helm Twist. If you're wearing a helmet, it becomes twisted. It's just weird, you know. But like, these are fun. I mean, like, this would work well for like a silly game, you know, like a more comedy game, or if like you guys like drinking or whatever. But there are then they go into 10, so there aren't exactly like 400. There's more like 200 and like, yeah, it's pretty more like 250 or so here. And then if you roll 400 on this, you manage against all the odds to do an incredibly awesome feat. You can do anything you want, up to dealing 4 times critical damage to an opponent. You add this new failure to this list, and that's what happens. However, this requires 2/3 group majority. I'm not really sure what that means, but you just... you must use a dodge action next turn. You fail spectacularly, but make a perfect recovery and actually succeed at what you were doing. Your closest opponent is stunned by this until they've succeeded in a DC 20 charisma saving throw. Like, that's a ridiculously high charisma saving throw. Yeah, it would be good for one shot. You're right, there's a go. Oh, man. Reroll your nat 1 with disadvantage. If you get a natural 1 on new rolls, roll twice this table instead of just 1. That's from the Bear Incorporated Bear game. Of course, there are a ton of these, and we can't get all of them, but there are a ton of critical fumbles here. It would work well for a fun game that you guys are running. If you want to get some friends and you're up for having a laugh and getting some silly fumbles into the game. Some of them are really good. Some of them are less good, I'd say, like balance-wise. Like asking to roll DC 20 charisma saving throws. Like, what? But yeah, D&D critical fumbles. I give you. Someone had sent me Incarnate, the Last of the Laces. I'll take a look at this. here. I'm actually going to bring this onto this other screen so I can purchase it without showing off all of my credit card details and whatnot. Okay, let's pay... Oh, let's pay £1 for this. And whilst I'm buying that one, we're going to take a look at the Muscle, Sinew and Wood module from Michael Cerny, who also sent this one to me for the freebies, because he's a nice guy and wanted me to take a look at some of these bits here. It's a nice map as well. Let me just go on to PayPal. Let me buy it with PayPal instead of my fucking credit card, please. Alright, looks like it's working. So it's a penultimate chapter in the story of the Crushing Chaos campaigns. They've actually got several other campaigns that you can play. Apparently this is the third and final in this series. Come on, PayPal. Let me buy a goddamn PDF for... have sent it to me. Look at those bodies! At least, look at those bots! Hello! Don't mind if I do. It looks like it's bought. Now let me download it. It is the last of the lasers, I guess. Download that. Alright, it's downloading. Cool. So, while this adventure contains everything you need to run it, the source book can help you paint a more vivid picture. So, there's others. This is from the DM's Guild. I think all of these so far have been from the DM's Guild. And if not from the DM's Guild, they're from Drive-Thru RPG. But I think pretty much all of them are on the DM's Guild that we've looked at so far. Okay. I've got a third story adventure. The characters survived ambushes, witnessed pillaged by a Khan demon, and made a difficult trek to Braze Bay, hoping to find sanctuary and a place to catch their breath. They have likely used a combination of combat and stealth to reach the coastline, and are likely concerned about the fate of the town by this point. It's actually getting to a town that they are... think it is improbable. Alright, I have just downloaded that Incarnate one, so we'll take a look at that here in a second. That's pay what you want and 168 pages? What the fuck? I would have paid more than $1 if I realized it was that long. Jesus. Alright, let's just let's get through this one. A question came out last session: how far can a Goliath barbarian throw another player? I don't know, man. As much as seems reasonable in the moment, I guess. Or it seems funny. Something to do with your strength, I'm guessing. So there's actually a siege by the looks of things. For those of you who listen to the podcast, originally we based some of our... we were sponsored by Astania to play within the campaign and to follow some of these storylines, which we did for a few sessions. But now we're on homebrew. As per usual in my campaigns, you know. I'd love to see a list of recommended accents for PCs and NPCs. I don't know if there is one, in which case maybe you should make it. That could be fun. Alright, so you got raids, you've got random encounters along the way. I'm not a huge fan of random encounters, but there you go. Let's see, let's scroll through it. Nice map. Like, quite a nice map for a DM's Guild. Like, I think these are like, I want to say this one is like between $3 to $5, I'm not sure. Headphones. Sometimes you can't see them. If I wear earphones, you definitely can't see them. I can like, so this you see this pencil? Now there is no pencil. I could leave it there. Like I did that once. I put a pencil in like over my ear, and then it was there for like 2 hours, and I felt something there, and I pulled it out. I was like, when the fuck did I put that there? Nice, you've got even more maps here. Really nice maps as well. I'm not going to go through all of this, because there's actually quite a lot. It's 33 pages to this module that you get. Some nice artwork as well thrown in. Descriptions of characters, different scenes, different encounter building. The hair of holding. Yeah, I mean, like, it goes, and then you can kind of, like, pull it out. It's my one magic trick, you know. So I can never get my hair cut, guys. More artwork of... I like the little character portraits, I have to say. Like, having a nice character portrait in the center of the screen is definitely helpful. And then the adventure conclusion, which we're not going to spoil. I kind of want to see if there's what's down the appendix. Okay, so you got stat. Yeah, you do have stat blocks down there. I'm not a huge fan of like the brown stat block, I have to say. Yeah. Headphones I sent you a link for. Oh, I don't know, dude. I haven't looked. Sorry. Non-player characters also have stat blocks. And then, oh, player handouts, nice. I like that there are actually player maps as well. That's what we were talking about earlier with the Haunt. And then you've got revision notes and the open game license. Cool, I like that one. I did want to take a list Incarnate though. I like the way you portrayed Chief Gut. Ah, thank you. She is a beautiful lady. A very beautiful lady. So this one was sent in by Mechanic Soul. He found us on the DM's Guild. This is called Incarnate, the Last of the Lacers. Is this based off like a comic book or a manga or a? Oh my god, they've hyperlinked it. Bay. Why don't other modules do this? This is such a good idea. Like, being able to click here and it takes me there. Why don't all PDFs have this? Oh my god. That is so useful. I love it. I loved it when fucking Avatar, yeah? It does look like that, well, doesn't it? I don't know anything about it though. Like, I loved it when the Roll20 packs came out with like Storm King's Thunder and a hyperlink to all of the different stuff. It's so fucking good. Or just 5 of it, yeah, I don't know. Looks like Avatar, yeah. What's the proper term for those plates that have an obscuring cover over them, like those plates you see waiters take the top off and there's fancy foods and I don't know. I know what you mean, like those like dish holder thingies, like I don't know what you'd call them. Okay. Yeah, like everyone hyperlink your PDFs. It's fucking sick. There's 168 pages for this, and it's pay what you want. Ooh, baby. Let's see what races you get. Do some homebrew review of some homebrew races. Okay, so if you're a fire folk, that was when the Fire Nation attacked. Everything changed after the fire folk attacked. Making mine on the home brewery. When you add a table of contents, it auto links to the pages. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. I was stretching, that was good. Watched Logan the other night, very entertaining. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw Mitch was tweeting about that or something, or Facebooking, I'm not sure. So as a firefolk, your charisma score increases by 2. They reach out of her to 18, of course. Thank you to Beastie J for following. Welcome to the event, my friend, a gentleman and a scholar. Remind you guys, in fact, if you haven't followed yet, go ahead, hit that follow button and join us. We're on 6 days a week. And in fact, you guys are going to be deciding what we're streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be tweeting a poll about that soon. This chair is super creaky sometimes. Your base walk speed is 30 feet. Positive Jing. When you roll a 1 on a d20 for an attack roll, you can re-roll a die and must use the new roll. That's lucky. That's halfling lucky. Isn't it? Maybe halfling lucky is more than just on an attack roll. Yeah, it might be ability scores and saving throws as well. Perhaps. But still, it's really good. Like it's good. Caress the chat behind you. Okay, Savage Elements. When you score a critical hit with an elemental attack, if you want to be caressed, now's your chance. While you score a critical hit of an elemental attack, you can roll one of the weapon's damage dice one additional time and add it to the extra damage of the critical hit. Damn! With like expanded criticals? If you can like combo lists with fighter, is it champion? You can crit on a 19 and 20. It's really fucking good. There you go, Ellie. There you go, Cole. House and Humans. There we go, Shalom. Everything changed in the fire folk attack. Only erotica folk could use all 4 powers, the secrets of the dice rolling, and the martial wild magic surges could bring balance to the world. Until the dame came, he rolled, and that won. I was not caressing the child. I have not been caressing children. Let's just establish that. I've never been charged. Dragon. As a dragon folk, you see dragons as the mightiest and most powerful of creatures. Many dragon folk communities spring up around true dragons, which they revere and worship as the original fire lacers. Thank the Derby Tail for following a gentleman and a scholar. I hate King Kong now. Fuck you. Oh, is that movie come out yet? Is it shit? Now, since we're onto the topic of the movies, your dex score increases by 1. You gain proficiency in religion. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws made against effects that would cause you to become frightened. Okay, that seems fine. So I guess you're not actually like a dragon, you're just like a person like descended from dragons. A bit like Dragonkin. It's 80%, 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, surprisingly. Okay. I saw the trailer for the King Kong one and I thought like, Also, also I saw a trailer for the Mummy movie, like the new Mummy movie with Tom fucking Cruise as the new guy. Like what? It looks shit. Oh man. Gold, you got me. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws made against effects which cause you to become frightened. Quillin? I don't fucking care. They are folk by far the more prosperous and numerous. Emerge as a more prominent of two groups of fire folk, and many don't believe that any dragon folk still exist. Okay, your strength score increases by 1. You have proficiency of the crossbow, halberd, longsword, short sword, and spear. You have proficiency in light, medium armor, and shields. Like, none of these seem crazy. Daenerys, fuck me. Busy getting money to a pyramid skate? Yeah, Cruz is usually busy with the... In fact, if you guys haven't seen Louis Theroux, My Scientology movie, I think my sister got that for me for Christmas. I'd already watched it with Sydney, because it's great. But well worth a watch. Very, very interesting. And in general, Louis Theroux. Okay, Air Monk. Is this a class? No, this is another race. Okay. Air is the element of freedom. Of all people, Air Monks are most likely to have their true selves be hidden behind their culture. The society of the Air Monks is one of calm solitude in the high mountains of the world, life of meditation, peace, and enlightenment. As an air ethics, very impressive man to have such time free. The naming convention, yeah, I know. I agree. Firefolk, Waterclan, Earthkin, and Obake. These are a lot of terms, like words I'm not familiar with, being an English gent. Your dex score increases by 2. So these are like sub-races, I guess, the other one, right? Of Firefolk, Dragon, and Quillen. And now Air Monk. Air Monk's typically shorter, your size is medium, your base walking speed is 35 feet. Is it a little bit confusing having Air Monk as a race and then being able to take a class of monk? So you would be an Air Monk or an Air Monk fighter? That's still a little bit confusing. An Air Monk wizard. I'm an Air Monk wizard. What? When you roll initiative, a roll of 4 or lower counts as a 5 for you. That's interesting. I imagine so. It's like a way to dodge copyright, isn't it? Which is valid, because you want to steal content, but you don't want to, be obvious about it. Exactly, Togo. Exactly. No point. Exactly. It's odd the 4 or lower turns into a 5. I get. Then again, if you like rolled a 2, then it would be better. Like, if you rolled a 1, it'd be a 5. Proficiency in stealth, skylegs. It sounds like a Delta reward scheme. Well, mine's a 1, cool. You can travel normally. What? Wait, you can travel normally in altitudes of up to 10,000 feet and are not disadvantaged by strong winds. Alright, fuck me. I guess like if you're playing this, you're playing this in a campaign where like it is The Last Airbender, and you therefore can, like, it makes sense for the canon, I guess. That's interesting mechanic, yeah. Yeah, I'll play a class, a multi-class, and a class. You can speak, read, write Common and Vayu. Any distance you fall counts as though the fall were 20 feet shorter than it actually is. So if you fall 10,000 feet, you actually only fall 9,980 feet. That's pretty useful. You get sub-races as well. That's just Cenobite and Nomad. So your wisdom score increases by 1. You gain prof in history. You only need 4 hours of sleep in order to gain the benefit of a long rest. Sure. You can cast a protection from evil and good spell once with this trait and regain the ability to do so after a long rest. That's fine. Yeah. It's like monks, we put monks in your monks. I think it'd probably be better to name it Air Clan if you wish to avoid calling them Air Nomads due to air copyright. Yeah, I mean, like if you want to avoid copyright, that's fine that you call it Air Monk instead of whatever the actual term is in the canon. But yeah, it's confusing for the sake of D&D 5th edition. Like, if someone's like, I'm playing an Air Monk, I'd be like, oh, cool. Air is your race or something. Like, I'd imagine that Air Monk would be like your path. So like when people tell me I'm playing a Shadow Monk, you're playing Way of the Shadow Monk, you know. Anyway, Nomads get a charisma score increase of 1. They only need to eat half as much food and water as a creature your size would normally need. Proficiency in performance. And you can cast Charm Person spell as a first level spell once with this trait. And regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. Charisma is your spellcasting ability for the spell. I feel like balance-wise it seems okay. I mean, but I'm confused by... You can travel normally in altitudes up to 10,000 feet and are not disadvantaged by strong winds. Does that literally mean that you can fly? Like that you can travel normally, so you can just like go up to 10,000 feet and you're Gucci? I don't know. I imagine so. Let's see what the like canon reads. I don't know. Maybe if you just happen to be up at 10,000, Air Monk, Way of the Element Monk. Playing an Air Monk, Way of the Shadow Monk. Water Clan. Hail and Hail. How charming a sub-race nomad is, right? They just don't suffer high altitude sickness. When does that ever come into play though, I wonder? It's like an interesting racial ability to have, isn't it? Fuck me, who knows? Anyway, travel and adventure, you get names, the traits of the Water Clan. Your constitution score increases by 2. They're all kind of Pokemon class. Think about the show. I can't profess to have having ever watched it. I'm not really much of a manga guy. More of a hentai, you know. I guess they could, John. I guess they could. Size medium. Base walking speed is 30. When you roll a 1 when healing hit points, you can re-roll a die and must use a new roll. Okay. You gain proficiency in medicine. It seems odd, doesn't it? Like you're playing a like a air monk, like, but you're not actually playing a monk. Hentai. Well, I guess, Cole. Yeah, I guess. I have no idea. Like, yeah, that's true, Richard. Like, I don't know anything about airbenders, so maybe it all takes place in the fucking skies or some shit. I don't know. Proficiency in medicine. You have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks made while underwater. And you get sub races again. The Polar Clan. Right. So yeah, I mean that's why I love Call of Cthulhu, Lovecraft. I mean, Lovecraft himself was a self-professed lover of hentai. Strength score increases by 1 if you're from the polar wastes. You gain resistance to cold damage, which is good, and you gain proficiency in a survival skill. Hair suspiciously like an octopus, it moves around. Swamp people. The swamp people don't have much contact with their polar brethren, but still see them as family just the same. Members of the Water Clan always have a friend in the swamps and bayous of the world, anywhere they can find a swamp person. Your wisdom score increases by 1. You have advantage on nature checks made to identify and understand the properties of plants and plant creatures. Sure. You attempt to hide even when you are only obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and other natural phenomena. Weird. Okay. Sure. I mean, these all seem like fairly balanced. Like, again, in the context of playing it in a campaign where all of this is normal, I guess. Like, I wouldn't fucking bring a I wouldn't bring this in like the way of the air monk. Like I'd fucking rename this guy, you know. Some people, somebody once told me, didn't hentai rise after World War II? Japan constitution banned pornography. Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's a deep and rich history. Can't say I'm too much interested in the vintage stuff, you know. Your strength is going to increase by 1 if you're Earthkin. You're typically taller, but your size is medium. Base walking speed is 30 feet. Yeah, I guess like Lovecraftian stuff is much more like cosmic, you know. It is sci-fi basically, which I do like. Bit of sci-fi, bit of sci in my fi, you know. Medium base walk speed of 30. You can reroll a saving throw once of this trait and regain the ability to do so when you complete a short or long rest. You must keep near. That's pretty good. That was John, that might have been a case of the English sarcasm there. Maybe a bit hard to read if you don't know me. You have advantage on checks and saving throws against being knocked prone. Okay. Your proficiency in perception. Actually, now you mention that, Richard, I do remember something about a Sumerian myth about a vampire. We did that in the second year of college, just before I started doing this. Yeah, that is me. That's what I went to study, you know. And then I realized that I knew it all already, and my uses were much more well applied to just watching. No worries, John. So good. You get sub races as well. I mean, like, these things seem fine, but having a reroll and a saving throw every short rest is actually very good. It's very good. You get City Dweller. Your charisma score increases by 1. What their strength is 2, okay. Without armor or shield, your character's AC equals 12 plus Dex. Weird. Resilience, you have advantage on saving throws against poison and have resistance to poison damage. Okay, so you're getting like a dwarf dude, you know. And then Desert Dweller. Your con increases by 1, you gain proficiency in survival, your hit point maximum increases by 1, and every time you gain a level also by 1. Okay. These all seem fine, I have to say, like in terms of like homebrew stuff, it does seem fine. I think I read it on some shit site. Was it on their hentai site? Fuck me, okay. Right, then Obaki. Oh no, I almost dropped my mango. I caught it in my other hand. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Secluded and secretive. The Obaki make many appearances in folklore and stories of other races, yet few have truly been encountered. Some take on human forms and live amongst other races, their true nature never being uncovered. Okay. They come from the Feywild or the Shadowfell. And they have hidden societies, wanderlust, and they are Enigma. The Enigma. Obaki traits. Your wisdom score increases by 2. Seems fine. Each Obaki is it Obaki or Obake? Obake? That's probably me like butchering it with my English. It's Obake. Each Obake is unique, eh? Mango Way of Shadow Ninja, right? Good song, Vlad the Impaler by Kasabian. Your base walking speed is 25 feet. You can be small or medium, so you can actually decide what your size is. Oh, back A. Oh, back A. Okay. Fey ancestry, same as elves and everything else. That's Fey. Spirit magic. You know the Druidcraft cantrip. When you reach 3rd level, you can cast the Alter Self spell once with this trait and regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. Okay. I need to remind myself what Druidcraft actually does. So the Roll20 compendium we go. Tools compendium. Living in the bottom versions, surefire way of having people start believing you're a little off. I mean, yeah, people will judge you back in the day. Now it's 2017, you know. Druidcraft. See what Drillcraft does. With Sprinkler Spirits of Nature, you create one of the following effects within range. You create a tiny, harmless sensory effect that predicts what the weather will be at your location for the next 24 hours. It's cool. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. You create instantaneous, harmless sensory effects such as falling leaves, a puff of wind, etc. You instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or similar campfire. Okay, so it's pretty, like, meh, you know, like, it's fringe use. Baked tanuki, that sounds kind of Japanese erotic. I have no idea, man. I speak, my only knowledge of Japanese is from, is it even Japanese? Yeah, Sword Coast Online, but it's from me and Sydney watch. And when he's like, oh, Kirito, oh. And they do that weird kind of like, thing for some reason, I don't know why, but that's what it sounds like. When you reach 3rd level, you can cast Alter Self spell once of this trait and regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. When you reach 5th level, you can cast a Polymorph spell once of this trait and regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. You can only target yourself with Polymorph. Okay, that's cool. And only CR14. Sword Coast Online. Is that what I said? I meant Sword Art Online. If I said Sword Coast, it's probably because I was thinking of D&D. Like me. Statue form. You can use your action to become a stone statue of yourself in current form. My dream of role-playing in a new station campaign where I'm a meteorologist, yeah. And now over to Turtle Coal. Well, my friends. Yeah, but definitely an RP heavy cantrip for sure, yeah. I like those ones. And of course it gets better. You know, alter self and then polymorph on yourself can be very useful at times. This form lasts, statue form lasts until you choose to end it. You're considered petrified for the duration. Though you're still aware of your surroundings, doesn't make you immune to poison or disease. Let's read petrified condition. Half of these conditions never come up in games, so I don't even know what they do. Petrified feature is transformed, ceases aging, is incapacitated, attack rolls against a creature of advantage, automatically fails strength and dex saving throws, is resistance to all damage, and usually it's immune to poison and disease, but this one is not, apparently. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? That you can just turn into a fucking stone as a action to gain resistance. I guess it has uses, doesn't it? If you think you're about to die, you go into a stone form, so you get resistance to everything, and then you try and stay alive or something till you get healing. Thanks to your Fey ancestry, you have dark vision 30 feet. Then you have subrace, the Bake Danuki. There's never been a proper open world multiplayer game that's taken place in Forgotten Realms. True. I'd play that shit. Not scared petrified. Yeah, like actual petrification, like Medusa petrification, and not, oh my god, I've just run into my ex-girlfriend's mum on the, like, you know. Your constitution score increased by 1. Your wisdom score is by 2, okay. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to small or smaller tanuki and other canines. What's a tanuki? Is it like a dog? I don't know. Hebe, a snake-like obake with thin, sinuous body. This is just butchery, I know. Forked tongues. Despite their fearsome appearance, Hebe are gentle, secretive spirits. Your intelligence score increases by 1. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to smaller snakes and other serpents. I don't know if Neverwinter is like truly open world, is it? I didn't like it that much. Okay, you can communicate with smaller serpents. Your intelligence score increases by 1. If you have made a stealth check to hide yourself, creatures have disadvantage on perception checks they make to see you if you remain motionless. You can still be detected for other means normally. I do need a weeb expert. If anyone's a weeb expert, then please get in touch, because I don't really weeb very much, and I need more weeb in my life. Let me just shoot. Cool. Hi. That's good. Ellie's joining me later on the game, so there you go. Inu is dog, okay. Okay, sweet. Cool. So all I need to know. Cool. Gami is kind of like a god, okay. Inu Gami are Obaki that resemble dogs. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Hebi means snake, Bake means means Tanuki or raccoon dogs, and Inu or Inugami means dog people. Your charisma score increases by 1. You can talk to dogs and other canines. Advantage on perception checks. Gami means spirit. Okay. Gotcha. And then Joru Gomu. Oh my god, there's so many of these. I don't want to go through all of these now. I've seen how many there are. Let's move on to a class. Let's have a look at a class. We've looked at races. These seem fine. The balance, if you're playing them just in this campaign, which I would suggest that you do, seems fine if that's the case. But I don't think I'd be bringing any of these into my Last Airbender specific work. I mean, that being said, though, it's pretty comprehensive, isn't it? And let's talk about the value for money again. I mean, I paid $1 for this. You could pay even less, and there's 173 pages to this, and it's all nicely formatted and fairly well balanced as well for homebrew. Considering the homebrew that Phil and I have run into. Okay. Oh my god, mango is so good. So, class, you get lacers and samsarai. A lacer is a fighter who uses strength of lacing. What, like shoelaces? Quick! I am playing a lacer, and my companion here is Le Cobbler. A strength of lacing to overpower and demolish opponents. Regular Signori Bunker for following. A gentleman and a scholar. Welcome to the adventure, my man. And a samsarai is a person who seeks wisdom by looking within and gaining help from the spirit world. Okay. I want this in a game now. A cute little beagle. Hit dice of D8 for lacer, D6 for samsarai. Alright, that's kind of nice that they got like a little summary here. Alright, non-lacing classes. I don't know what lacing is, I should see. Those who are born with different... Sorry, will discover lacing abilities in life begins to take shades of their element. I guess it's like magic or some shit, or like spirit magic. Flames erupt as a female firefolk blasts onto the scene. Enemies flee from the out-of-control blaze, shielding their eyes to protect from the intense heat. There is a swell of fire catching onto clothing, objects, and structures. Sounds like a BDSM thing. Alright, if you say so, Cole. I mean, once again, I have to mention I've never been charged. Yes, my voice sounds weird. It's like, I don't know, it's like psychology or something. Everyone thinks their voice sounds weird. I think it's a thing. Okay. So lacers get Prof 2 as per usual. Elemental Strike is a 1d4 and then goes up to 1d6 or 7. Seems like pretty low. They have key points, so they are basically monks. Lacing equals bending. Right, okay. That doesn't sound good either. Bend the elements at will. So they're magic, basically. So they're magic people. Alright, they're like elemental monks. So they're the way of the element monks. Hit dice are 1d8 per lacer level. Proficiencies in light armor, medium armor, strength and saving. Do they get spellcasting? No, they don't. Standard equipment, they get bonus proficiencies here they can choose from. Interesting. Huh. Elemental Strike. No, I've mentioned that several times. I've never watched Airbender. I've no real interest in it, really. I've watched Avatar the movie and I thought that was crap. At first level, your practice of lacing allows you to blast an opponent with an elemental strike. You can attack with your elemental strike when you take the attack action. Your elemental strike has the following properties. You roll d4 for the damage of your elemental strike. This die changes later levels. Your elemental strike is a ranged weapon with a normal range of 20 feet or long range of 60. When attacking a target beyond normal range, you have disadvantage on the attack roll. Yeah, the movie Avatar. Are they making like more Avatar movies? Like the Cameron ones? Ugh. I mean, it's all basically magic-y bullshit. It's all the same after a while. As a ranged weapon, you have disadvantage on attack rolls of the elemental strike when a hostile creature is within 5 feet of you. Makes sense. When you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you can choose to avoid killing them with your elemental strike, leaving them unconscious. Makes sense, you can do that with any attack. You can use strength instead of dex for attack and add damage rolls for your elemental strike. Dragon Ball, I haven't seen that. I don't know, like that movie Avatar that I watched, like the 3 to 4 hour thing was just like, oh my god. I don't know, man. I'm not into all this weeb shit. When you take the attack action of a weapon which you have proficiency on your turn, you make 1 elemental strike as a bonus action. What? Okay, so that's... I mean, like, why even do this? Just make it monks, you know? No rise mechanist. And then key points. I don't know. I'd prefer just like a monk path and a whole class in itself. I don't want to go through all of this. Jesus, there's a lot. What D&D versions have you played and preferred? Either time and half using 3.5, guest star option, and Unearthed Arcana. My favourite version edition is 5th edition. I played both 4th, 3.5, and a little bit of 2nd. And out of all of those, I think the order in which I enjoyed them was 4th, 5th. In terms of highest to lowest. 5th I enjoyed most, then 4th, then 3.5, then 2nd. And I played a game of AD&D. That was a lot of fun, but we weren't really playing it. And then Elemental Arts. Okay, so this is still lacing shit. Jesus, there's a lot of stuff in this book. We're like 20 pages in. And then this is the Samsarai, who will also use key points, but also, for some reason, require their own class. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff here. I'm sure like it's fine. And you get PHP subclasses. That's all it needs. 4th was what I grew up with. That was a game that when I was a kid I was out. So I enjoyed that very much. I'm very fond of 5th edition, I have to say. You know, hands down for me the favorite edition of mine. Without question. Okay, so they got Barbarian Primal Paths. I've seen so many Barbarian Paths, and I don't think I've liked many of them. I don't want to say any of them. I've liked the flavour of many of them. But, in terms of balance, it seems difficult to balance. Went for Obsessive for 3.5 to 2004 until like a few months ago. That makes sense. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with 3.5, you know. It can definitely be an enjoyable system, especially if you're playing with people who enjoy it. I think 5th has got a lot of good things going for it, and especially like finding people to play with, like on the internet as well as just around like your local gaming store and stuff. I mean, it's good to at least give these editions a chance, you know. I think last week I started. There you go, nice. Okay, so Barbarian, Path of Elemental Fury. Maybe your fire lacing comes from range and you don't just have enough anger to fuel it the way you used to. Okay. Chosen Element. As a lacer, you have the supernatural ability to manipulate your element. When you choose this path at 3rd level, you must choose an element. Fire, air, water, or earth. From that point on, you are Fire Lacer, Air Lacer, Water Lacer, or Earth Lacer. Okay. Elemental Rage. Your rage unleashes elemental fury in you. For the duration of your rage, with your melee weapon attacks, infuse the power of your element and become elemental. Your melee weapon attacks have an additional 5 feet of reach and deal an additional 1d4 damage. Are you fucking crazy? Oh my god, giving barbarians 10 feet reach. And extra 1d4 damage. Wow, that's good. That might be crazy. I don't know. That's certainly very good. I mean, like, it's like basically having pole arms. Yeah. I've never been a player who went barbarian and didn't go the path for the spare time warrior. It's very good. That advantage that it grants is very powerful. Okay, Boon of the Elements. Beginning at 6th, you get a boon that activates anytime you rage. Boon! Fire. A creature that moves within 5 feet of you or ends its turn there takes 1d4 fire damage. Okay. Your jump distance is tripled, and falling damage is reduced by an amount of 5 times your barbarian level. You gain a number of... For water, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 2d10 plus your barbarian level. They are lost from your rage ends. That's incredible. Oh my god. You're unaffected by non-magical difficult terrain and gain tremor sense to a range of 10 feet. Man, gaining 2d10 plus barbarian level in temporary hit points whenever you rage is really strong. That's really good. Plus the 10 feet reach and extra 1d4 damage on attacks. Oops. Knock something over. Okay. And you gain Commune of Nature as a ritual spell at 10th level, which isn't good. But hey, you get Boon of Elements at 6th, and Elemental Rage at 3rd level. That's probably one of the best abilities in here, I think. And in Spiritual Might, you're immune to fire damage and resistance to cold damage. When you take damage from a creature that's within 5 feet of you, you can use your action to make a melee attack against that creature. That's for fire. That's really good. Like being able to respond before you get double use of rage if your alignment is chaotic, right? You're immune to cold damage. Sorry, your speed is increased by 20 feet. When you successfully attack a creature, you can push that creature 10 feet away from you as part of the attack. Man, and then they've got monastic traditions. All they needed to do for the other, like Lisa and Samsara, was just add in a different tradition. I think that would have worked perfectly well for me. But man, there's a lot of stuff here. We're gonna move on to another one here in a second. But I mean, they've got mountain vehicles in here. They've got. I wish they had some different artwork to this, like, black hole. What's up, redundant? Like, this black hole on the right-hand side of the page, and then the black hole there, and then the black hole on the left side, and the black hole on the top, and then the black hole on the top, and then the top, and then more black holes. I kind of wish there was less black holes. They've got extra magic spells, which is nice. Something, extra spells is something that a lot of people mention that they'd like to see from Wizards releasing. What's up, Hissy Fit? How's it going, my man? Yeah. Lacing forms. Thank you to Dark Cape for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. Glad to have you on board. How you doing, Hissy Fit? What's new with you? You know what I've got in my head now? What's new, Scooby-Doo? Tell you. Gotta solve that mystery. Oh my god, jar of Nutella is empty? This black hole actually triggers you? Yeah, I mean, like, so if you go through the PDF, black hole, 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 like, just put something else there. I wish I, glad to hear it, but just put something else there, please. Ah, so many black holes, I'm going through a black hole, my face is scarred. Wait, I'm in a black hole. I'm in a black hole. Okay. Feeling lost. Also fucking around. Those are lacing spells. Yeah, I believe they are. Feeling lost. No D&D session. Sorry. Welcome in. We'll try and scratch that itch. 1 hour, by the way, until our viewer games begin. If you wanted to join in next week, Hissy Fit, then you could play with us. 4 PM on Thursday. Same goes for you all. Don't want Dead Space. Ironic, seeing that he put black holes there, isn't it? Oh my god. So much... I'd like some different colours going on here. It's getting me in! 4 PM EST. We're reviewing the Incarnate Laces, something or other. Who's going to be in the game on this hour? I'll just check my emails here in a second. I know Ellie is. Monsters, anyway. Some cool monsters. I mean, this is fucking gigantic. I feel like, hey, Smothery Expert, 2 months, my friend, a gentleman and a scholar. Salute you, sir. Raise some drinks in chat for Smothery. I feel like it wouldn't be 173 pages if there weren't all these fucking black holes. Even when there's text, there's fucking black holes. Fuck me. That's kind of triggering after a while. Like once you notice it, You know what I mean? Like, I didn't notice it as I was going through, but when you scroll through, all you see is black holes. I would like some different colours here, like a little red black hole or a green black hole, or some artwork as well would be nice. Obviously that's expensive. But Jesus, there's a lot of stuff in there. Anyway, we're going to scroll through and just see how much there is. Continue to go through all of these pages. You can tell I'm going through it at a million miles an hour. And then they got history. Oh, okay, so they actually have history to it. That's kind of a nice addition. Exclamation point play will give you all the information you need, Hissy Bit. Black holes might be better than alignment. Yeah, true. True. If we just had like a line, not like that. Credit goes to Alex Tanner. His wife. We've been together for over 6 happy years. Oh, that's cute. Thank you, Taco. Her name is Taco? Is that her name? Guess it is. Or probably pronounced slightly different, isn't it? Cover image, Kratus109 for the incredible cover image, and then a home brewery website put this together. All looks of things. Was posted to the Reddit Unearthed Arcana. That's funny. And he's got 4 playtesters. I feel like you might need a bit more than 4 playtesters for all this shit, but Jesus. Food dog. Oh my god, Riceful. You know, funny story about that. I actually, one of the, in fact, 2, not just one of the, 2 of the fast food restaurants down the street from me in Birmingham that were shut down for having food that they weren't allowed to have, like having meat that they weren't allowed to have, which everyone said was like cat or dog or something like that, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. But that's what I heard anyway. Well, that's my going. But yeah, there was the Last of the Laces, which is from Alex Tanner, Incarnate on the DM's Guild, which is pay what you want for. Even whilst it's formatted, like I really, by the way, really love the hyperlinks. Even while it's formatted with way too many black holes for my liking, still 173 pages of quality content, especially if you're a weeb. Or you like the Airbender stuff, or you're just into a bit of hentai and you're looking to bring it into your D&D games. Why not? Certainly worth a look. I wanted to also mention a couple of maps that Heroic Maps have sent to me. They send over maps every month or so for me to take a look at and to bring into games. Invariably, I forget to do it. But here is Fort Crabclaw. These maps are actually quite expensive if you were to buy them. But they are really high quality, and you can tell they come in really nice DPIs and stuff like that, you know. And there's also like just a PNG that you can download for them straight up, which is really nice. And you know, this thing is huge. Once you fit it all together, you can print it off individually if you just wanted to like use it in certain scenes, or you can just have the whole thing as one, which is also possible. But you can tell it takes actually a while to load due to how fucking huge the maps are in this, but very nice. And the other one was Dolgrim's Rest, which is a cool redundant. We played in Fort Crabclaw months and months ago. But this is very simply Dolgrim's Rest. It's a cool dwarven lava rest. Pretty cool. Like, it looks very kind of like Mines of Moria-y. Which I like. But those are a couple of maps. We're now going to go take a look at anything that you guys want me to look at in this last hour here before we head over to our D&D session itself. This was... Let me change the size of this page to bring it in so you guys can see what I'm working with here. This is the Nerds Girls one that we had up a minute ago here. Fuck it, let's just do it like that. Yeah, I mean, the Heroic maps really are some of my favourite maps around on the DM's Guild, for sure. Really nice quality. But yeah, if you have anything that you'd like me to look at, either on the DM's Guild or on Drive for RPG, we're now going to go take a look at some bits on here and see what we think, see if there's anything that we'd like to purchase, as it were. Let me edit this. There we go. Purchase. So that was Nerds Guys. Let's go onto the front page and see if there's anything that looks interesting to you guys. And once again, I'll mention the the Yawning Portal bundle for GM's Day. Hey, the Xenos will host us up, my man. I brought Kraken's Gamble. Let me look at that. But if there's anything that looks interesting on here, I've certainly wanted to take a look at Heroes of the Orient. The problem is it's £8. I don't know if I want to pay £8 for something like that. The Horn. Yeah, Horn's £2.36. It's just off the right hand side of this page here. There we go. It's very good. Let me search for Kraken's Gamble. Any ideas on the prison one shot I'm running? And most of the time, you always help with finishing touches. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for, like a final boss creature or anything like that? Let's see. Kraken's Gamble or Storm King's Thunder Adventure. That sounds fun. I'm playing Storm King's Thunder at the moment. My second season of Storm King's Thunder is currently on Wednesday nights, so perhaps that was last night in fact. It's a 12-page adventure set in a prosperous barge-building town of Yarta. This adventure has your party interacting with everything from thieves and nobles to psionic prodigies, and even a dangerous aboleth. Man, I fucking love aboleths. Another thing worth looking at the DM's Guild is Horrors of the Aboleth. Oh, there's a lot of other Storm King's Thunder products. Is it all by the same guy? Looks like it is, yeah. 2 handmade battle maps, 3 new items, Aboleth Mucus, the pincer staff, and a sticky shield. Let's try to escape their own minds! Oh my god! Mind palaces. And then player. Okay, they've got a bunch of products on here. We'll buy this for $1 or £1.59. So, well, let me go into PayPal here and wait for PayPal to actually to buy this. Come on, PayPal. This once again is the haunt that's showing on it here. Let's get the naked man up. Let's get a dong. There we go. Censored dong to prevent my my telling off at the hands of Twitch staff. Let's go to PayPal. Log in. Take my money. Take my money. There we go. Continue. Alright, almost done. Now we just got to download the whole thing. I do like this image. I have to say, there's something about it which just I can't quite put my finger on. That I just want to caress. Processing, says PayPal. Fuck you, processing. Do like this thing. Okay. Thank you to Whistling Whiskers for following, a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Let me check here. I just want Kraken's Gamble PDF, but you can get the maps individually downloadable. Apparently, that's a nice touch. There's a nice touch. You can get the PNGs or the JPEGs of the maps. Let's see what they look like here. We'll download that here. That reminds me, Smudge, I need to think of a cool prison break scenario for the event my player's getting TPK'd. That's a good point. I might want to do something else to that. Nah, let him die. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Alright, so this is the map. There's actually a little bit more to it that's not quite showing on the screen, but I don't want to fuck with everything. The maps obviously are handmade. They don't look like anything which is incredible, but hey, they're useful at the very least, you know. I don't really give a shit about how good your map looks like, honestly. Like I'm really not the kind of person that worries too much about exactly how fucking beautiful a map looks, you know. Thanks, Sisyphip. I just got it. I will mark that as important so that I do not forget to do it. Okay, so this is Kraken's Gamble. It's kind of difficult to read there. It's an Underdark prison, 5 players, all level 3. Okay, that's cool. Duragar captured them all and are going to sell them to the Illithid if they don't escape within the allotted time. And also, prisoners of mine have made the map on an island. 4K HD map. I'll get the fuck out. What was I going to say? I was going to mention... Oh yeah, Out of the Abyss. So I ran... the first scenario in Out of the Abyss is similar to that. They're captured by Drow. Not suggesting that you do that. But I did a scene where there was a prison break. And they had to... get like the miners on side. Because they were also... Like the other slaves were there as well. So consider who else is enslaved there. Consider like the other miners and people who are there in the scene, and maybe bring in a few NPCs, some other ways for them to escape and stuff like that. It'd be fun. Okay. I allow how Watsy makes the maps. I'll let the way Watsy makes the maps. Yeah, I do like that. I wish they'd do like player versions of maps. So, okay. Oh, nice. This is perfect. Now, if any of you guys watched last night's session of Storm King's Thunder, then we were dealing with the Kraken Society last night. It's from 6th to 8th level, which is perfect because we're currently at 7th level. In characters with Kraken Society and the Grand Dame Casino, both of which feature prominently in Chapter 11 of Storm Kings. Okay, the Kraken Society has long sought to grasp the mid-sized city of Yartar and its slimy tentacles, and now the time has come to make a bold move. A few weeks ago, the Kraken Society sent one of its most capable operatives, the Aboleth Usif, to aid Kraken Society member Lord Dryland in becoming the water baron of Yartar. That's like oil baron, but so much less sexy. He's a water baron. Over the past few... he's got lots of wells around. Over the past few weeks, Usif, Lord Dryland, and a young psionic named Atalia have abducted young nobles. Lord Dryland invites them to his riverboat casino, where Lady Atalia seduces them and leads them into Usif's sewer lair. Ooh. Here the Aboleth infects them with an insidious disease, wraps them in a watertight cocoon, and sends them flowing down the Desserin River to Waterdeep. When they find their destination, other members of the Kraken Society gather them up, and the Society use them as hostages to blackmail their families, ensuring the nobles house allegiance against the current Water Baron Nestor Ruffiel. Our heroes become entangled in the Kraken's slimy appendages. When a third of these abducted nobles, young Lord Arton is intercepted by a pack of giant birds while flowing down the river towards Waterdeep. Yeah, there's a casino in Storm King's Thunder in Chapter 11, like I said. What's up, Kawaii? Kawaii. I mean, there are like gambling dens in D&D, so casinos and places like that, I guess, kind of makes sense. On a synopsis on their travels, the party come across a young man who's been imprisoned in a cocoon. Very biblical, and sent down a Desserin River from his home in Yartar. They escort him back to Yartar, where his mother hires him to figure out who attempted to abduct him. The party's investigations might take them into Yartar's back alleys and taverns, and even to the Water Baron's Hall. Ultimately, the clues lead to the riverboat casino, the Grand Dame. Here they speak to a Kraken Society operative, who's willing to betray her associate Usif. She'll lead the party down into the sewers, where they must brave fishmen, oozes and traps before going head-to-head with a deceptive Aboleth in its natural habitat. Nice. You're doing a homebrewing session tomorrow. Nice, Kawaii. I enjoy reading homebrew and reviewing it. Giving it arbitrary numbers and the like, of course. You can always send it in on the Sunday show if you're interested. In a second opinion. So hooks, different ways to get them started in the adventure. As the party closes in on 4 giant seagulls. Can you imagine anything more terrifying than fucking giant seagulls? Oh my god. I wish this was selectable. By the way, I don't think you can probably hear me clicking, but I can't select on anything other than the titles. It's kind of annoying. I kind of wish I could do that. So I find a young man. You got optional hooks. You got the inn, Aboleth's Touch. Do they have the maps actually on this PDFs? What the hell is that? This is the lady? The purple lady. Okay. Any character entering the casino will quickly spot a beautiful woman clad in gorgeous purple dress. She has black hair that is cropped short on the sides and a stunning necklace set of black stones around her slender neck. Yeah, right? Your ice cream rations and fly off. She's playing a game of Sava with a gaudily dressed older man that finishes up when a character approaches. The white-haired noble pushes a stack of golden goose coins across the table and rises from his plush seat. I don't know how you do it, Lady Atalia. You seem to know... Is it up here? No. Seem to know my every move before I know it myself. Kobold's Knuckles. Oh, that's a cool game. So like, they actually like made up some casino games. So for Kobold's Knuckles, a simple version of blackjack. Each player makes a bet, minimum 1 gold. Each player rolls 1d6 plus 1d4 in the open. The dealer, you, rolls 1d6 in the open and 1d4 behind a screen. Each player can in turn choose to roll an additional 1d4s until they don't want to anymore. If the total exceeds 10, they lose their bet. After all players have rolled their d4s, the dealer reveals their hidden 4s and rolls additional d4s until they have at least 8 or higher. That's kind of confusing. If the result exceeds 10, all players still in the game win 100% their bet. When the dealer is finished rolling, any players with a result lower than the dealers lose their bets. Players with the same total as the dealer reclaim their bets, and players with a result higher than the dealer win 100% of their bets. Okay. This is basically Kobold Blackjack. Ooh, milady. It's called When Dragons Disappear. Kawaii, have you followed? In which case I'll just give you 100 gold. It looks like Mordok's stolen it from you if that's the case. So I do not like that artwork, I have to say. Like, I would prefer a black hole there, maybe. There's something about that I just don't like. I don't know why. It's the weird head thing, I think. Like, the head makes it look like a raptor or something, you know what I mean? Remember this cross? I don't know, it just makes it look kind of odd. Anyway, minor niggle. A minor niggle, as I'd say. Following the purple lady. So she looks like a main character. The sewers. All vertical surfaces are grimy and slippery. The Otyug. What? There's an Otyug? Man, Asgard would love this shit. Ozif's most favourite pet, an Otyug, make its lair in the 3-foot deep pools of stinking offal in this collapsed part of the sewer. Ugh. It disregards any of the treasure and material objects that lay strewn about there. The Kuatoa keeps it well fed with rats and any humanoids they capture that aren't needed as mind slaves. If the party begin picking up items around its lair, it springs out from one of the pools and attempt to drag a character down into the pool to consume it. Yeah, Hungry, this is Kraken's gamble. Jurassic Downs, yeah. Cheesy fashion zone drawing, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of that. But hey, who am I? Otyugs are fucking cool, by the way. In stinking pile of offal. And you got Kuatoa. Kuatoa, oh. Yes. I've been playing Kuatoa for, God, what was it? Out of the Abyss. When they're at, that unpronounceable place. It was a lot of fun. Okay. Emergency drainage. God, I need some emergency drainage up in here, Jesus. 2 large drain pipes. Okay, so you got the second map here, and that's the original one that we were looking at here, in large screen. I don't know. Looks like they're kind of hand drawn, doesn't it? And then digitally done. I actually prefer this map to this one. Something about this map doesn't turn me on so much. I don't know. Nothing like some other about it. I agree, Angry. I agree. The Otyug are extremely similar to a monster Geralt fights in the books. That's cool. Otyug are, yeah, it's exactly like the monster in the Garbage Compactor. It really is. They're old monsters, I think, from quite a while ago. I'm not sure which edition they came in, but Otyug are quite. I think they're OGL. Maybe they're not. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. No, it looks like they might be, yeah. Otyug are CR5 creatures. Yeah. It's got tentacle slam. Lots of tentacles going around. It can transmit simple messages and images to a creature that can understand the language. It's pretty cool. Okay. And then you got the stat blocks here, quite nicely laid out in like a white box. I do prefer like the cream box with like the red text, like the PHB. That is just personal preference, however. I just find it stands out a little bit more for me. And they're quite useful if you want to print them off for your own games rather than having just white ones. When I was reading this PDF, the interesting part was about giving the players diseases where they cannot breathe unless they're underwater until they're cured. That's interesting. I'd love to give that a read, see what that is. Do you know what page that's on? Because there's 18 pages of this. I guess technically 17 because one of it's credits most likely. You got all the Kuatoa stats as well. Psychic Grey Ooze. Fuck yeah. I really wish I could select these. I can't. I can't select text other than titles, which makes it difficult for Control Fs. And then the Otyug here, which I guess is just straight from the PHB. Yeah, it is. Oh, the Monster Manual, rather. And Mero as well. I like Merfolk and Mero. Oh, there's not even a credits page. Okay, so it's 18 pages. And how much did I pay for it? £1.50? £2.50? I want to say £1.50? I don't remember. But yeah, that's pretty good. I feel like I might, like, if I give this a decent read, I might end up bringing this into Stonking's Thunder somewhere. It seems pretty nice. Nicely laid out as well. Vader Hungry for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. I like this channel. We like you, Hungry. We like you. Welcome in. So Rich said this from 2001 RPG is not complete book canon. The fights in the cesspool. Ah, cool. Yeah, that does look very Ochogi. Quite Lovecraftian as well. Sort of monsters of huge tentacles and whatnot. There you go. Yeah, I like this. Seems like a nice intrigue session. I tell you what would be good. This would be good for is if you're doing a campaign and you've had loads of action and you're thinking, I want to do a bit of intrigue or a bit of something a bit different. Change the pace. That's a trick that I use a lot of the time in campaigns. Vice versa as well. Like so, if we have a lot of intrigue episodes, then we're going to do a scene or a whole episode where there's a lot of combat, a lot of action. We saw that last night in Storm King's Thunder, for instance, where we hadn't had a few combats in a while, so okay, let's just dive into a bunch of action rather than just sitting around and talking. I do personally love those episodes where players like sit around and plan and talk tactics and talk theories and stuff like that, but after those episodes are done, it's like, let's get some action, and then we can go back to slowing the pace down. So I think maybe after we've had a lot of action in Storm King's Thunder, I might come to something like the Kraken's Gamble. Where is Yata on the map? Sword Coast map. Just gonna bring this up here. See if you guys can see that. Okay. Yeah, let's see where Yatar is. Along the Sword Coast somewhere, right? I don't even know. I don't even heard of it before. It sounds familiar from when I read the books a while ago. Does anyone know where Yatar is? I fucking don't. Maybe it's off to the east. I'm just thinking, because right now my characters are more east, more east, more east. Okay, maybe this map isn't the same one I'm using in my Storm King's Thunder campaign. Maybe I've got a slightly different one. I don't know. They're about like around here. Around here somewhere, I think, in the campaign. Follow the Tribal Road. Okay, Tribal is down here, right? I'm gonna go to my actual map. Oh, I feel like I just saw it. Let's dive into this one. And there's a barbarian at party when you try to plant. Yeah, right. Mid-east, okay. Yada is 2 days east of Tribal. Thank you guys. Let me go over this map here. The north. Map of the north. See, on this map I've got them all like laid out and marked for myself so I can find them easier. If it'll load, because this map is fucking gigantic. Okay. Well, it's taking too long to load and we're dropping frames because it's fucking uploading. Okay, anyway, it's close. They're near Tribor, actually. It's 2 days east, actually very close to them, when I think about it. Interesting. Yartar is a fortified city standing on the east bank of the River Desserin, connected by a fortified bridge to a citadel to the west bank with the Evermore Way linking Tribor and Silvery Moon across the Desserin. They're actually closer than I thought then, even closer than I thought. Wow. That's cool. Sweet. Thank you for the info. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's take another look at the Dungeon Masters Guild. This one was Kraken's Gamble. I think it was £1.50 or something like that. About $2, $3, maybe something along those lines. Draw my maps, we add places we go. If session goes to a different path and improvising has happened, like names of roads and whatnot, we make it together. Yeah, that's a good point, Kawhi. For sessions where we aren't in like an established world like the Forgotten Realms.
Critical alert
Oh,
from
fuck me.
Microsoft.
No!
Your computer has alerted us that it is infected with
Leave
the
me this
virus and
spam.
spyware. This virus
I wanted the DM's Guild, goddammit. What the fuck was that? Serious what face? If I get a druff for following, a gentleman and a scholar. Hey, that scared the life out of me. Anyway, I wanted to look at something else on the DM's Guild, but that was what I was going to get onto. Apologies for that rather odd interruption there. Let's just bring this like that. There we go. Yeah, rip fucking ad block. Jesus. Infected. You've been infected. Okay. What else? Deadly dungeon doors. That sounds like trying to make doors sexy. Got infected by a kraken, yeah. I think I went onto the wrong DM's Guild. I think that's went onto the wrong URL. And then crazy shit happened there. Banquet of the Damned, that sounds sick. It's got a disease. Banquet of the Damned is from Goblinstone and Benoit of de Bernardy. It's a Frenchman. Jesus. Banquet of the Damned is a mystery adventure. Sorry, I know you can't see all this on the screen right now, but we're going to go into a preview in a second. For a second or fourth level characters, separate PDFs for each level is provided. That's really nice. It takes place in the village of Womford in the Forgotten Realms during the fall, but you can easily adapt the adventure to any farming hamlet. Am I looking at any games? What do you mean? I mean like systems? Mostly focused on D&D right now. Okay, so an ancient evil lurks in the shadow of Womford. Womford. While everybody's getting ready for the annual pie contest, a vile creature is carefully preparing its next move. It's only a matter of time before it wrests control of the gluttonous swine of Womford. Will your PC stop before it's too late? You get 20 pages of illustrated color content, 4 to 6 hours of gameplay, 2 versions of the adventure, 2 different PDFs, 1 for second level adventurers and 1 for fourth levels, and a new monster never seen before, including the repulsive... 4 new monsters never seen before, including the repulsive Galabus, a full description of the village of Womford. And it's got good reviews. Yeah, 5-star reviews from all of his mates. So let's look at a preview so you guys will be able to see a bit more. That is a beautiful lady right there. We are a day late to International Women's Day. But she looks like she's been busy with pie. Can you recommend a good scenario for a prison camp that if when my players get TBK'd I can run? I don't want to kill my player characters. Whatever faction they're against maybe has a prison camp for like prisoner of war camp, something like that maybe. Quick, save the pies! Wow, that's some nice artwork actually by Benoit de Bernardy. Ben of Bernardy. Okay, Banquet of the Damned. 23 pages. Introduction, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, conclusion, the village itself, and new monsters. From Goblinstone. I haven't heard of Goblinstone games. Wow, that's nice artwork there. Look at that. What a beautiful man. Damn that girl. She thick. That girl thick. Baron Harrick of Ironford. The Desserin Valley. Alright, I'll buy this for $1. Or £2.36, as the case may be. Let's bring this over here so I can buy it. £2.36 for this adventure. Money well spent, I'd hope. We'll see, won't we? Oh my god, I got so many fucking PDFs up, tabs up. There we go. What's up, Dark Rose? Good to see you back, man. Looks like a Disney prince. Oh yeah, let's just get this preview up so you can see this image whilst I'm sending all of my quiche and eating a piece of mango. This mango doesn't want to come loose. There we go. What a lady. She's a lady. Whoa. She's a lady. Talking about a pretty lady. What that for $1? Yep. I'm purchasing it now. It's just processing on PayPal. Apologies for the delay. I'll remind you guys, if you aren't following, hit that follow button and join us. We're only 9 followers away from the game that's starting in 30 minutes here on the channel. Let's see, version 1.1 is what we want. From happening. We have viewer decisions and we hit 20 followers. So if you haven't followed, go ahead, join us for 6 days a week of Dungeons and Dragons and other assorted role-playing game live streams. Let's find this. Alright, it's almost downloaded. It does look like quite a nicely laid out PDF, I have to say. Like it does make a difference when there's nice artwork and when there is nice maps and when there's just like background color. For me at least, like I do prefer a PDF to have like, for some reason, I just prefer the kind of like feel of the like PHB style, you know. We need a homebrewing and viewing guild, professional critics that can break things up down and give enough comments and things. There is there's a Reddit for that, but it's just really inactive, unfortunately. It's called Best of 5e Homebrew Reddit. They do exactly that. I don't know how much they are professionals, and I disagree with many of their opinions, and I think that's a problem with homebrew in general. I know what you mean, though. Me and Phil try and give our opinions, but you know, everyone's got their own. Perhaps there's a limited number of circumstances where I could decline oral 6 after all. Oral 6. What about Oral 5? Was also in D&D5E. Probably, yeah. Okay, so this is the actual Banquet of the Damned. And the editor is Robin, the cover artist Ezra Luca. They're all French, apparently. So this is like a French production company. Special thanks to Clement, Goubet, and Gary. Cool, okay. I don't care what the law says. You heard that, family. You knew you would. And now you're going to jail. Never say no to Oral 5. Oral 6 is... You know... You can take it or leave it. It's a short adventure for 3 to 5 characters or levels 3 to 5. You can play the adventure at any time the PCs travel through the village of Womford during the autumn. Every year, on the 10th of Nighthall, the villagers of Womford organise a large banquet in honour of their patron goddess, Shanto. You know, I ran a homebrew adventure that I wrote, very similar sounding to this for Curse of Strahd. It was called The Fields of Lysanga. You can find it on YouTube. I always considered taking it onto the DM's Guild, but it's just the time, you know. Mortimer Wormstooth. Oh yeah, they got an annual pie contest. Special thanks to Phil the Architect. Yeah, Philippa. Mortimer Wormstooth and Jackal's Longboot are the best bakers in town and the only serious contestants. The two farmers never got along, but ever since the contest started, their animosity has turned into hatred. Wow, this is like an episode of Midsummer Murders, rather. Moving the barge right in from some adventure good memories. D&D5E is actually coming back in a new in Tales from the Yawning Portal, I believe. The D&D5E is back. They're reprinting it. What's up, Laura? How's it going? Why, hello there. Welcome to my pie eating contest. Now, her mouth is scary, as are her fingernails. And her breasts. Thanks, Cinder. So, okay, so yeah, all of this over pies. I mean, why did you murder him? Because the pie competition. I actually saw a Midsummer Murders episode where it was over a fucking, it was over like a village contest about like gourds. It was really weird. Okay, so. Mortimer is a superstitious man and sore loser. Every year he asks Carla of Rothenbury for help beating Jacksaw. Carla is a would-be witch, wannabe, who's been selling bogus magical charms to Mortimer for years. The young girl isn't all bad and actually feels remorse for her deception. When she came in contact with a Galubus, a demon of gluttony, she made a pact with the fiend, hoping that it could help Mortimer with the pie contest. The result was catastrophic. The demon possessed the witch and placed a curse on Mortimer. The farmer now has to choose between death and preparing a batch of demonic apple pies for the contest. You either die or you make demon pie. What kind of deal is that? Anyway, Banquet of the Damned takes place a few months after the Prince of the Apocalypse events. Over a decade ago, the Baron Harrick of Ironford abandoned his responsibilities to Womford to become an adventurer. Okay, so it's actually got some relevancy in the order of how things go for the official WotC guides. It's right there, Womford, there you go. It starts 2 days before the banquet. The Baron learns that they're in town and hires them to find out what happened to Jacksaw's kitchen. A suspicious fire happened. Sounds devilishly delicious, yes. Okay. There's actually quite a lot here. They actually got a timeline as well. Ah. That's actually really useful. A timeline of events. Can you see that? Like, minus 35 days, Carl Rattenbury acquires the figurine of Legalibus. 21 days, Georgina... That's just minus 21 days, so 21 days ago. Georgina Tucker arrives in Womford and decides to stay out of the pie contest. Eddie is her devil pie. And then 20 days ago, and then it's got today, and then tomorrow, 2 days ago. I like that a lot. And then this is a suspicious fire where things sort of... I think it was Scourge of the Sword Coast. Okay. The D&D5E one, where Womford is involved. I like this much talk. I don't know how silly it is. I mean, like, it does sound silly. I don't know if it's intended to be silly or if it's actually intended to be, like, serious. Everything else seems serious about it. I mean, like, the layout and stuff is professional and they've paid for a good artwork and whatnot. Short investigation during which the PCs either learn that a Gullibus is Is it a Galabus? A Galabus is trying to contaminate the village with its cursed food, or that a demon is living amongst the villagers. When the PCs arrive in town, read or paraphrase the text below. Don't want to do that. Box text is the bane of my existence. Okay, you got Jaxal there. The apple with an actual worm in it. It's nice artwork, it is. Seriously silly. Imagine a D&D campaign DM'd by Eddie is. That'd be great. That would be a lot of fun. I wonder if I don't know if he's one of those celebrities that plays D&D or has played it before. There's like lists online of the pie contest. Okay. It's the middle of the night. The banquet in the honor of Chanteau was started as a joyful party with a little drinking, delicious food and reckless dancing, but it's turned into the filthiest orgy you've ever seen. Are you seriously supposed to read that out to your players and not get laughs? Many townsfolk are sitting at their table, chugging their food like swine, or bathing in their vomit unconscious. Now that is gross. Judging from the number of people shocked by the decadent show, something very wrong is happening. And then it strikes you. The townsfolk lying under the tables aren't sleeping. They're dead, and their bodies appear as if they've been for years. You then hear someone screaming in terror. The vomit is moving, and it appears to be attacking the villagers. 4 puddles hastily move in your direction. That is gross. You're watching this, and then you realise, this is the filthiest orgy I've ever seen. And I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of orgies, but this is the filthiest one I've seen yet. The 4 puddles of vomit spawns, page 23, they attack the PCs. They aren't intelligent enough to use any particular tactic, they charge the PCs. And a person who eats food tainted by the essence of the Galabus sometimes turns into a vomit spawn. A PC who succeeds on a DC 12 religion checks identifies a creature and knows that a Galabus is living in Womford. Fuck me, okay. Yeah, that's pretty gag-worthy. Orgies, oh yeah! What's that one under? Welcome to the latest creature to you'll be fighting against in Adventurers Anonymous. This is the filthiest orgy I've ever seen. And there's been a lot of orgies that I've been a part of, my friends, but out of all of them, this is probably the filthiest. The Demon of Womford. Okay, getting it started. Firing things up, bit of foreplay. Dakara Spuma. She greets the characters with a warm smile and hug. Okay. So this is Dakara Spuma. Spuma is such a... spuma. It's like she's spewing. She's spewing something. Yeah. Not good. Not good, Dakara. Consider a name change. Deed poll girl. Okay. And you got an exorcism. Oh my god, what the hell is that? That's nice artwork, but that's fucking creepy. That's like a larvae. Fiendish maggots. The half-eaten corpse of a man lies on the side of the trail. Judging from his advanced state of decomposition, he's been there for nearly a 10-day. Dozens of maggots are drilling through his body. When you approach, 2 of them grow to the size of a small bear. Ooh, small bear. Like a baby bear or like a... Someone's got a zombie vomit fetish. I don't know, the Ogre Garden Order is pretty filthy. That was up there, Aaron Law. That was up there. I saw you over there with that half-orc. Hey, thanks so much to Drew for just subscribing. That Twitch Prime follows. Then comes in with a hot sub. What a gentleman. What a scholar. I salute you, sir. Raise some drinks in chat for our latest gentleman of the Gentleman's Club. Drew, welcome in, my man. Let me add that sub up there. There we go. My boy Drew. That's a creepy, gross, cool, and Shadow Demon Lord sense. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. NPCs to be expecting their Azar's campaign, the Velociraptor and a cow who like speeding. Glad I'm not eating anything. Yeah, if you guys are eating right now, probably not a great time. And then, another nice map. Okay. Again. That actually was... Oh my god, that is messed up. Again with like this map here. Over there. Like, it's good reference for you. But there's no point in it like being coloured and with all these X's marked on the spots if the players can't see it, you know. I wish they were like player maps. It is like the old, it is like WotC maps, they're not gridded. Into the hills. So then go into the hills with some elves by the looks of things to fight the Galabas. The Galabas itself is apparently a new creature in itself. I guess the new creatures that we've seen are the Vomit Spawn, the giant larvae things, the Galabas, and maybe there's something else that we've missed or yet to come. The Galabas itself is challenge rating 5, AC 15, HP 82, speed of 20 feet. It's actually quite constitutional and intelligent. It's immune to poison. Let's see what else. Arts. Okay, multi-attack makes 3 attacks, 1 bite, 2 claws. So it actually does a fair amount of damage. I thought it would be like a spellcaster. It bites for 1d10 plus 2 damage, and does 2 claw attacks. And the claw attacks do 1d4 plus 2 slashing damage. Oh damn! Plus 10 poison damage, halved on a Constitution saving throw, and you actually get 2 claw attacks. So you're doing 1d10 plus 2 plus 20 poison damage, or 10 poison damage if I save both of them. Seems a bit strong for generating 5. It's very good. The poison damage is 3d6 poison damage is real big, and you can't. I think it would actually be a spellcaster of some sort, so I'm interested that it isn't. Oh, exercising Carla. Carla isn't beyond saving. Ah, no. She. Don't think I would. Conclude the adventure. Me too. This is how I wake up. like after you've eaten. Oh man, after you eat some like a big meal, you're like, ban me, senpai. Fuck me, dude. That was incredible. Player maps ought to become pretty standard. That'd be spot on design, custom focus really. I agree. Yeah, that's something I've noticed looking at these ones today. Would be a big help for my games. Because a lot of like maps I get, I'm like, cool, but I can't use these, or I have to like hide them with weird ways with Roll20, or just have to like put a sticky note over them or something like that if you don't roll live. Food coma. Oh, I heard someone moving. That's weird. But that's concluded eventually. We won't go into that. And then adventure awaits. Get the best quality products, articles, and free adventures at goblinstone.com. Okay. Good advert for them. And then you have the appendix for history and important NPCs. I want to see stat blocks. That is a nice village map, actually. I'm eating lunch while watching you review this. I should tell you how much my DM is. Yeah. Pudding. You could use this village map, it's quite nice. And then Marla Spitfire. Flying at you, Marla. Have I read in detail the Beholder Hive in Volos? Yes, I have, yeah. In fact, I made a point of going to all of the backstories in Volo's Guide and having a read of them. After Ed Greenwood told us that he wrote a bunch of lines for the from Volo himself, which was funny. Yeah, it's pretty good. Black pudding is just blood sausage. Well, not in this game, my friend. And then you got the new monsters. So the new monsters are Elven Hunter, meh. And then Fiendish Maggot, sick. Vomit Spawn, actual sick. And then they should also put the stat block for the ghoul, the gulag, whatever it's called, the big bad, in here somewhere. What's the Elven Hunters? A CR 1/2. Yeah, sure. They have skimmies. Would we be putting Volo's Guide to Monsters on my birthday list? Absolutely. I really enjoyed Volo's Guide. I do like. I mean, I won't go into the review of Volo's itself now, but I didn't enjoy all of the new new races that it brought in. But there you go. It was very good. The backstory in Monsters in it are just fan-dabby-dozy. I want to go on goblinstone.com and see what it is. Oh, Banquet of the Damned, there it is. Do I have other ones? Reign of the Ice King. Just take me there. DM's Guild, Reign of the Ice King. It's a 10th level adventure in Icewind Dale. That's pretty cool. Icewind Dale. Haven't been there for a while. The Mad Mage Akar Kessel has long been defeated. He's a guy from the Drizzt books. The mage. Yeah, most of the dwarves of the clan Battlehammer have migrated east to Mithril Hall after the deaths of Shimmergloon, Dark Dwarf minions. Spoilers! From books written 20 years ago. The 10 Towns Valley has prospered over the years, but has also seen the leaving of many of its heroes. Okay. It doesn't say how long it is or how much you get, but I'm going to take a look inside. I think I'll buy this one. What nerd books? Yeah, go ahead. Could you do a small bit of voice acting for Aigeron's ghost? The Ghost Oracle Giant for Chapter 4 in Storm King's Thunder? Do you want me to, like, record something and send it to you? Or do you mean, like, I don't, like, the way I do giants is just, like, husky, pretty much. Big husky ones. I don't think we've actually encountered Aigeron's ghost yet. Yeah, I don't know. So inside here, is this by the same guys? It doesn't look as nice at all. Is it from Goblinstone? Oh no, it's just from... Yeah, it's just from another guy. I guess it's a friend of theirs or someone. It doesn't look as nicely laid out. I don't think I'll be buying this one. Generally, I play giants. Sounding a bit like this. But if they're ghosts, then... Make them sound weird. And breathe in. Breathe in as you speak. That's the trick to doing creepy ghost voices. Like the ghost from last night's session. What about a Tome of Beasts? First thing I love about Fey Lords and Ladies. Yeah, loved that old sort of Death Giant from season 1. Yeah. Tome of Beasts is good, yeah. I actually had Wolfgang Bauer and Dan Dillon on the other week talking about their new Midgard Kickstarter. And we talked about Tome of Beasts as well. And I previously spoke to Dan about Tome of Beasts back in July, back when it came out. I think it's really good, yeah, I think it's really good. All the monsters in that are great, good for flavour, and definitely make you think about some of the some new monsters that you can throw into your campaigns for flavour. I want this one back up. Okay, for that image there. That meat baby boy. Who's that? Who's that meat babies? I like Banquet of Dam, but I think the whole pie contest thing is a little bit odd, isn't it? Makes it a little bit silly, maybe. Hey, and thank you to Kawaii Ali for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. When I do ghost voices, I make sure I have a dry throat and do a grudge death roll release. Who knows? Look up Will Senpai as a role model team. Ah, dice. Rice rubber. I had to go, sadly. I totally will follow. Thank you, Kawaii. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you back any of the days that are online pretty much every day aside from Saturday. So good. We have a Warforged in our party and a Rust Dragon encounter made us hilarious having along. Time of Beast it really is fantastic, I have to say. I'm looking forward to the new Midgard campaign thing as well. I backed that on Kickstarter. Pretty much anything from Kobold Press is pretty stellar in my opinion. But yeah, I think maybe the thing about the whole like pie contest makes it a bit like silly. But then it does turn pretty grim, to be fair on it, this Banquet of the Damned. Because you walk in, it's like, there's a pie contest. And it's like, oh god, there are sick vomit creatures. So, I quite like it. You could easily, a lot of these encounters could easily be quite thrown into Curse of Strahd campaigns. I wonder. Yeah, it does feel similar to that episode, the Fields of Lysangalite we did with the pastries and the dead children and stuff like that, and the whole village. It was, I like this one, but I feel like the Galabus maybe is a little bit overpowered. I don't know, for like, was it 4 second level characters? I think second level characters, but it's challenge rating 5 and really good. So, I got killed by a grim gesture. Nice. That you do not want to come up against one of those guys. But yeah, I like it a lot. And then concluding event. Oh no, not concluding adventure. Don't want to spoil it. I like that they have appendix as well. Like appendices is are nice additions for like history and stuff like that. I feel like something else that a lot of modules could like throw in, like extra appendices about history. And you know what else I really liked was the timeline in this. Yeah, the timeline was really nice. I wish they'd do that a little bit more in some other modules. I enjoy that. Grim and Silly, a fantastic combination. You could go full mind by... Yeah, that's true, yeah. So out of the things that we looked at today, because we are going to come up to our actual play game here in just a few moments' time. First of all, we looked at the Horn. There's a man of a dick looking at you. The Horn was about £2.50 on the DM's Guild, and I thought it was a really good Curse of Strahd themed adventure for characters of 4th to 5th level. It's 17 pages long, nice artwork, nicely laid out, and also you get a sense of dong thrown into the deal as well. What could go wrong there? The stat block of the Evil Doll was a bit ridiculous, so I thought a bit crazy. But overall, a fun addition to a Curse of Strahd campaign, or very similar to like a Death House scenario. If you wanted to do Death House differently, then try Monfatha's Manor or Montatha's Manor. There you go, and nice maps as well, and players map as well, which was really nice. Something that you can use in your games. No worries, Riceball. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. Then we took a look at Ner'zhul's kit. Don't know if Ner'zhul's still around, but this is a 187-page Games Master's toolkit with 5 dungeons, 5 one-shots, 10 puzzles, trinkets, extended bestiaries, and monsters. 187 pages worth of content. The other one that he has, the first version, is Pray What You Want for 100 pages. This one's the second one, and it's almost 200 pages for $7.49. And it's just, you can tell like the tons of content, nice maps here, and also it scales for different levels. So if you're a level 5 party, you can have challenge rating 5 creature, then it has the same one for challenge rating 6, and the same creature for challenge rating 7 for all of it. So you can easily scale your encounters. Can't go wrong with dung, ladies. Yeah, so I really like this, and it's fucking gigantic. So value for money is kind of, you can't really contest with Ner'zhul. We looked at the Martial Ranger. It was like a dollar on the DM's Guild. I wasn't really a fan of it. All in all, I like the idea of it, but I didn't really like the practical application of the class. But hey, who's going to fix Rangers, really? Numenera. The In Strange Eons Lovecraftian Numenera is really fun. As a Numenera lover myself, I actually play the Doomed descriptor from this book, but it gives you a great amount of information on Lovecraftian horror and how to run horror games, and you could bring that over to D&D, any edition indeed, but particularly for Numenera, very cool, very nice, and extra creatures as well. Pretty much along. Creatures adding in there as well, such as the Shoggoth. Fantastic stuff. Really enjoyed that. The critical fumbles table, there's like 250 possibilities here for fun critical fumbles. If you like playing with fumble rules, then these will definitely spice things up for you. Can't take that away from it. It's a bit silly though, so you wouldn't want to be doing this one in like a serious campaign, but hey, it makes for a good one-shot campaign, fun times. This one is the Asatania Crashing Chaos campaign, Muscle, Sinew, and Wood. I kind of didn't get a time to look at this one in such detail, but I had nice maps, a nice setting, and previous products that I've seen from these guys have been very nice. We didn't get to Banquet of Damned. Then we looked at Incarnate, the Last of the Lacers. Going to put the kettle on, ladies. Incarnate, Last of the Lacers, which is pay what you want for 173 pages of pure weeb. I really liked that it was like hyperlinked here, so you can instantly go to it. I wish all of the PDFs I looked at today did that, especially the longer ones. What else? It seemed balanced, but only if you're wanting to play like an Avatar, Last Airbender type of game. Some of the things were a bit confusing, like an air monk being a race, so you could be an air monk, and so on and so forth. But it seemed fine, and a ton of detail gone into, and it seems like accurate to the canon, though I've never fucking watched it. Then we looked at a couple of maps. These are heroic maps. Doldrum's Rest was this one. These are all between $2 to $5 on the DM's Guild, but really high quality, huge sprawling maps that you can use. That's the overall look of it there, of Doldrum's Rest. Nice lava-filled dwarven canyon. What else? Oh yes, this was the Kraken's Gamble we then looked at. That Last Airbender artwork, ladies. Kraken's Gamble was one for Storm King's Thunder, an 18-page, £2.50 or so module that you can play through. Like, I might even be bringing into my own campaign of Stonking's Thunder. I like the look of it a lot, and the idea of having a casino and expanding on that. I always like the idea of getting to the casino in Stonking's Thunder and adding stuff to it. Sounds like great fun. Adding in Otyogs and the like is fantastic as well. Much underused creatures, the Otyog. A classic one. The maps were okay, but that's all you need, really. Roll initiative, ladies. I prefer this to be in like the PHP format, but that's just me. What's up, Blow? How's it going, my man? Good to see you. Then we looked at... We did look at that one. Yes. Then I think finally, there might have been another one or two along the way here. We looked at Banquet of the Damned. Adventure for 4th or 5th level characters, I think. They have an alternate version. Creep unlocked. Which was a fun little adventure that you could add into any Forgotten Realms campaign. It particularly worked well in like a Curse of Strahd one, again, much like the Haunt. It's really nicely laid out, spectacular artwork and like formatting. I have to say probably one of my favourite for today. Really like the idea of the timeline, so you can easily have a chronology in your mind of what happens when. The story itself maybe started out a little bit silly, but then certainly turns pretty grim, which pretty works quite well. If you have a dark sense of humour, this will definitely be one for you. And then new creatures, all really nice. The artwork is fantastic, like I say again, and nice appendice at the back. And player maps would be nice for this one. But that is where we're going to be wrapping up today's first segment of the show and moving on to our second segment of the show. Oh, I'm blurry. Which is the Tales of Turnpike D&D5E actual play game. So let me change the title here, as we're going to get some players in to join us. I do actually...